I'm Peter King at the Kennedy Space Center. Artemis 2 is just over 2 hours from splashdown in the Pacific. The crew is going over its re-entry checklist and getting into their spacesuits.
Just for Reed and Victor A. Firm. We're not gloved, not helmeted yet.
They're also preparing for the fastest re-entry ever recorded, about 24,000 miles per hour, because of a steep downhill slope on the way back from the moon and no margin for error. The slightest mistake could send the spacecraft skipping into space. NASA has done this 9 times before during the Apollo era, and once with the uncrewed Artemis 1. Now, that flight ended with more damage to the heat shield than expected, but NASA says it's refined the flight path to reduce the risk tonight. Recovery crews are some 40 miles southwest of San Diego. Splashdown forecast? Perfect. I'm Peter King at the Kennedy Space Center. Now with more CBS News, here's Jennifer Kuiper.
A former staffer for Democratic Congressman Eric Swalwell, who's running for California governor, tells the San Francisco Chronicle that he sexually assaulted her. Congressman Swalwell, in a statement, calls the allegations false and says he will defend himself with the facts and, where necessary, bring legal action. A high-powered Iranian delegation led by that country's parliament speaker and the Iranian foreign minister has arrived in Islamabad to participate in tomorrow's peace talks. Representing the U.S., Vice President J.D. Vance and envoy Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner. According to CBS's Natalie Brand,
White House officials, from the vice president to many others, have really threatened that, if these talks don't go well, the president does have options to go back to the war militarily. We know that the troops are still in place.
President Trump's plans for a new arch in the nation's capital have been unveiled. CBS's Allison Keyes.
Plans for the arch include a towering golden figure with wings and a torch, flanked by 2 eagles and 4 lions. All will be gilded. The triumphal arch would be more than double the height of the Lincoln Memorial and stand between that structure and Arlington National Cemetery.
Consumer prices spiked to 3.3% in March. That's the biggest jump in inflation in 4 years. CBS's Kelly O'Grady.
It was driven all by energy. We've been talking about this for a month, right? We talk about oil every day. We talk about gas prices. And that was really where you saw the big jump. Food, though, was flat.
President Trump on social media blamed the Biden administration for allowing a Haitian migrant to remain in the U.S. Robert Joaquin is charged with the beating death of a Bangladeshi woman in Fort Myers, Florida. The state may try to prevent Joaquin from being removed from the U.S., and Miami Acting Director of ICE, Kelly Walker, says,
if the state wants to keep him in the United States of America, we will absolutely work with them to do that.
This is CBS News.
Every Sunday, moderator Margaret Brennan goes face-to-face with top leaders to make you better informed. Face the Nation, Sunday on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
Another airline hikes its baggage fees. That is one story coming up after Lori at the real-time traffic desk.
Traffic is brought to you by Emerald Queen Casino. Northbound I-5 at I-90, we have a collision. Looks like it's partly blocking 520 westbound at Montlake. We still have something partly blocking the ramp. North 5 slows from US 2 all the way into Marysville, about a 9-minute delay. 38 minutes Everett to Seattle. Linwood to Bellevue on 405 is 17 minutes. Southbound I-5 at the Port of Tacoma, that accident cleared, but I am still seeing a backup all the way to State Route 18, making your drive Federal Way to Tacoma about a 9-minute delay. And I am seeing heavy traffic 167 as you head through Kent and then again through Auburn. Jim Jeffries, the Australian stand-up powerhouse, comes to the Emerald Queen Casino June 18th, only at the Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. I'm Lori, KIRO Real-Time Traffic.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo. Well, broken bats, they are nothing new in baseball, but not like this.
Here it is! The statue of one of the greatest players in the history of the game.
Yes, the Mariners unveiled that statue of Ichiro. His bronze bat snapped right at the handle. Ichiro said it was unfortunate, but took it in stride, speaking through his interpreter.
In the Hall of Fame, I was short 1 vote, and then today my bat was broke. So this kind of lets me know that I'm still not there, that I still need to keep going.
Mariners did make a quick temporary fix to that broken bat. Seattle police say they need your help to find a violent, dangerous robbery suspect who left 2 store clerks seriously hurt. This happened back in late March as the Safeway market on Occidental in Pioneer Square. Police say a man in his 30s stole a bottle of wine, then used it as a weapon against the clerks.
He is considered assaultive and dangerous. So if anybody sees him, we ask them to use caution, call 911 immediately.
Take a look at the pictures of the man. We have posted them on mynorthwest.com. Well, it is the busiest travel day of spring break, and if you tend to pack a lot of gear, be prepared to pay a lot more. KIRO News Radio's John Repp has a closer look.
Airlines quickly added in these fees in response to fuel price volatility. For Alaska, it means an added $5 on the first bag, $10 on the second. Travel expert Gary Leff with viewfromthewing.com says airlines are feeling added pressure to generate revenue, and he doesn't expect these bag fees to go down.
It's a way of increasing across the board. We won't see bag fees fall. We could see airfares fall, and those are much more likely.
He says it's more important than ever to calculate your total trip cost rather than just the ticket price. John Repp, KIRO News Radio.
Time to grab a scone. It is the first day of the Washington State Spring Fair in Puyallup this weekend. It's open 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. through Sunday, then again next weekend. There's also a barbecue competition, a car demo derby, and of course, lots of rides and those scones. To your forecast now, looking at cloudy skies and temperatures in the mid-60s this afternoon. Bit of a cool down for this weekend with some rain tomorrow. Right now, 63 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Hi, you've reached the John Curley Show listener introduction line.
Oh, boy.
Please tell us a little bit about yourself and why you enjoy the show.
Here we go.
Thank you.
Here we go. Get your pens out, everybody. Sounds like one of our listeners.
Hey,
Yeah.
Am I on now? John, is this you?
Yeah, hey, it's me.
Yeah, I've been trying to get through to see you on the YouTube version, and I'm having trouble getting through. Is this right now? Do I need a password or anything? I just want to tell you how good you guys are doing and say happy Friday.
Yeah.
And, yeah, have a great weekend. And what does Nate do?
We're still figuring that out. In fact, whatever Nate is doing, he's not doing here. Oh, Lori's here today. Okay. All right. Good. All right. Tough connecting there in the very beginning, but I think we were able to get through.
Nice.
AOL line.
Dial-up.
Dial-up. Remember they used to send you those discs in the mail? Does anybody remember that?
Oh, absolutely.
Like every week you get another disc. Here's something for you kids out there that are under the age of 80. I know there's a few of you. They used to charge you by the minute. Lori, remember that?
Oh, yeah.
You dial up and want to look for something like, how big is Canada? And like, you leave it on there and then like, oh my God, it's $7?
And you couldn't use your phone at the same time as your computer.
I know.
Right.
What we had to go through.
I know.
And if
Oh
you
my
had call
God.
waiting, it kicked you off.
Oh, it was hell. Living hell. Mm-hmm. All right. Here we go, everybody. Welcome. Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line. I believe they are still handling all of those fax machines and text messages that are coming in. 1-888-973-5476. Yeah, show is loaded. So I gave you the phone number there for the text. I'm going to give you a little, here's a bit of history for you. See if you can answer this one, you sleuths of trivia. So the bat breaks, Ichiro's bat breaks there when they're unveiling it. Has it ever happened, anything like this ever happened before in Seattle, where they're unveiling something, a work of art, and things go terribly wrong? That is a question. Right here. 1-888-973-5476. All right. I wanted to get my buddy Daryl Benedict on, who would have seen it if it did happen.
It's funny how he never takes your calls anymore.
I'm sure he's out windsurfing or something. I did see video of him at a No Kings protest. I was like, well, I always knew that. He was an old hippie.
Who cares?
No, I don't care. I knew that.
We got plenty of
He's an old
listeners.
hippie. He's an old hippie. Yeah, we don't know Kings people. Washington Supreme Court, the Washington Supreme Court removes the judge because he was trying to save $10. Was it $10 a day or $10 total?
I believe it was $10 total.
Oh, well, that's absolute power, corrupting absolutely, parking wherever you want. Plus, the White House responding to Melania Trump's 6-minute press conference. I think the most interesting part of that is, I'll share with you the most interesting part. Plus, it looks like.
Oh, that's a
Thank you, Grandson lady. Megyn Kelly having some problems. Tucker Carlson having problems. Even Alex Jones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Everybody seems to be saying to President Trump, "Yeah, you got to look out. We don't like the direction you're going." A lot of stuff they do support him on, but they certainly are not all in on the war. Plus, KIRO 7 breaks down how much Washington's gas prices are. I looked it up. I asked ChatGPT, Joe. I said when the Climate Commitment Act kicked in, how many stories were being done by local media regarding the increase in prices of gas? And directly tying it to the Climate Commitment Act. And the answer is, can't give you the data, and then they show you a lot of the stories, but they don't actually connect the two. But now everybody's talking about the price of gas. Have we decreased the Earth's temperature? I don't think. Not yet. By the way, Jesus is just a click away. He's all there for you. The Buddha bot and everything else, $1.99 to find your true religion. It is booming. And even, here's more shocking news. You ready for this one? Reader's Digest has an article out today. That's the shocking part. Who even knew Reader's Digest was still out? But it's all about how dangerous it is to have AI best friends, and it is spreading among people anywhere between the ages of 55 and 80. I guess those are the only ones still sitting on the pot reading Reader's Digest.
Yeah, but if they're alone and if they get something out of it, how dangerous can it be?
Go 80? Bowling. That's my answer to everything.
I see.
Plus, Artemis is going to be splashing down just outside of San Diego. We will be on the air at the time, 5:07, expected to come on in.
Isn't that awesome that it took off right in the middle of our show and it's going to land?
You are one hell of a producer, Joe. I'll tell you that right now.
That's right. I got people.
Give me one fun fact you found out about how they come in for the splashdown, the G-forces and everything else. And
temperatures exceed 5,000 degrees Fahrenheit on the outside of the capsule. A Redmond company developed the guidance system that brings them back on target.
And this was the one vulnerable part of the construction of Artemis, and they were concerned about it because they have these heat shields that are on there to try to dissipate some of the heat that is building up, and that's the one thing that they were sort of somewhat concerned with before they took off and around the dark side of the moon. The other thing is, as they're coming in, they'll often say, listen, if you've got a liquid hot cup of coffee or something in the cup holder, put a lid on it.
Smart.
And now you know the rest of the story.
People aren't still saying that the whole thing's faked, are they? Is that stopped?
Nobody interesting.
Okay, good to know. All right. That's all the music. I've decided I'm going to make the tease last as long as the music and not a second over. This is going to go right over here in the pile, which I then normally...
that's a tease.
That's not a tease. I'm just talking about the tease. Yeah, you deserve that. All right. That's going to go over here so I don't lose it. Right?
Thank you. Thank you.
Over there. And I'm going to put that on top of it. Nice. Okay. I was thinking... More shocking than the First Lady Melania Trump's speech that she gave yesterday, which was 6 minutes long.
To be clear, I never had a relationship with Epstein or his accomplice, Maxwell. My email reply to Maxwell cannot be categorized as anything more than casual correspondence. My polite reply to her email doesn't amount to anything more.
Okay, Joe, stop with the faces. Well, I'm in the middle of this.
I'm not looking at you.
No, I know. I see your faces.
I'm like a face full of Clearasil right now.
No, it's different. Joe's like you're biting into a bad...
Just taking notes, that's all.
Then a tribal note.
All right, see?
Numerous fake images and statements about Epstein and me have been circulating on social media for years now. These images and stories are completely false.
All right, here's the most shocking part. To walk from the West Wing over to the East Wing, where the First Lady's office is, and a staff of about 25, it's about 3-minute walk. 2 minutes if you're moving briskly, you don't stop to talk to anybody. That's the distance. You ready for this? The president and the president's people, again, separated by a hallway, were unaware of the fact that she was going to give this speech. Oh, my God. They didn't know. No one had told them. So when they were asked to respond to it, they're like, well, hey, what's going on? The media loves this story. This is a perfect example of one side not knowing what the other side is doing, or it could just simply be plausible deniability. We didn't know. We had no idea she was going to do something like this. People are right now at this point trying to tear apart as to why she did it. Was it because she got sick and tired of it and they kept telling her to be quiet and she decided to come forward because she's her own person? Is it because they wanted to deflect against the stories and all the stories flying around about Iran and Israel? Was it trying to get out ahead of another story? No one knows. There is a bunch of speculation. That's worth the paper that it's written on. But the media love stories when the first lady goes against the president, or at least seems to have a voice of her own. Eleanor Roosevelt, she was the first female to actually have her own press conferences. And by the way, only women were allowed at the press conferences. She also had her own column in the newspaper, I think 2 or 3 times a week. Her husband, by the way, also her distant relative, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, occasionally had to go on the offense to defend or support Eleanor. Americans, by and large, were uneasy with her, and Mrs. Roosevelt was quite outspoken. And then along comes Betty Ford. Betty Ford, this is some like 30 years later. Betty Ford takes up the mantle that Eleanor had left behind, and she made some comments that really caused some problems for the White House.
I feel very strongly that it was the best thing in the world when the Supreme Court voted to legalize abortion and, in my words, bring it out of the backwoods and put it in the hospitals where it belonged. I thought it was a great, great decision.
That interview on 60 Minutes rocked the Republican Party because they were adamantly opposed to what was happening when it comes to abortion, and they also saw it as an indication that Ford was weak and liberal. But Betty pressed on.
I do not believe that being First Lady should prevent me from expressing my ideas.
Yeah, and then Nancy Reagan, of course, everybody knows. Nancy was ruling the White House with an iron fist. After the assassination attempt on her husband, she would consult an astrologer when it came to scheduling of things and locations where the president would be. She stood by her man, much like Tammy Wynette, much like, well, Hillary Clinton.
I'm not sitting here as some little woman standing by my man like Tammy Wynette. I'm sitting here because I love him and I respect him. And I honor what he's been through and what we've been through together. And, if that's not enough for people, then heck, don't vote for him.
Yeah, heck, don't. Heck. She gave that speech in 92 before the president was elected, before he got in there. And it was in 91. And then what happens right after that? The next day, guess who she gets a letter from? Tammy Wynette. Woo. Tammy says, "With all that is in me, I resent your caustic remark. I, with no apologies, am as angry as I can be with your statement, Mrs. Clinton. You have offended every woman and man who love that song. Several million in numbers. I believe you have offended every country as well, making it your own." Then she goes on to say that I will appear with you on any forum, anywhere, on stage, go toe-to-toe with you. I can assure you, in spite of your education, you will find me as bright as yourself. All right? Thank you. So when the president's wife or candidate or the president himself or his wife makes some sort of comments that leaves a mark or an impression that is hard to forget. Of course, Michelle Obama, remember when she unloaded with this one?
And let me tell you something. For the first time in my adult life, I am proud of my country because it feels like hope is finally making a comeback.
And today, Cindy McCain came right back at her over the patriotism flap.
I'm proud of my country. I don't know about you if you heard those words earlier. I'm very proud of my country.
And I'm proud to be a person that has voted in elections, and I hope that all of you will do so today.
It's hard because the candidate's messaging has to align with the spouse. Sometimes it's difficult, like threading a needle. How do you present the couple as a couple without diminishing one partner or the other, and at the same time allowing America to see the spouse, male or female, as strong, thoughtful individual capable of holding their own? Let's face it, we do judge. Everybody does this. You judge the person with whoever the person is with. I like him. I can't stand her. You go out with a couple, go out to dinner, you're like, oh my gosh, not those guys. I can't stand him. The wife likes the wife, but the husband doesn't like the husband. It makes for a long, uncomfortable dinner and sometimes a long, uncomfortable 4 years. Now, we get a chance to meet Gavin Newsom's wife. Maybe you've seen her before, but she's decided she wants to have a few things to say. And I don't know what Gavin Newsom said to this, but man, the Republicans are having a field day.
I've given our boys dolls, even if they tear the head off. I've given them dolls to learn that care and caregiving is not just an activity that's reserved for women, but that it's also an activity that is a responsibility of men.
Right. Okay. So she's giving dolls to her boys. She goes on to say that
At the end of the day, we're all kind of like in this place in history maybe where we're recognizing what it is to ultimately deconstruct all these gender roles and ultimately be human. And that's exciting to me. So, I'll just continue to kind of do my work and try and deconstruct all of these like limiting narratives about ultimately what it means to be human.
Yeah, limiting narratives when it comes to Gavin Newsom responding to this. He really limited his narrative by not saying anything at all. And then she dug herself deeper.
Alt-right, extreme, Jordan Peterson type speaking to my sons.
Right.
It's insane.
Right.
Connected to the sports culture. That's not healthy. Are you kidding? So then our boys are learning hate.
Connecting to sports culture, learning hate.
Bigotry.
What else? What else is on that list?
Misogyny.
Oh, misogyny. Right. Okay. Got to throw racism in there?
Racism.
There we go. Anything else?
So it's very dangerous.
Okay, that's it.
And I think we have to take responsibility and we have to hold those in leadership in tech accountable because they're making all this money and they're leaving
Some guy cheering and clapping her on.
our world in a very, very dangerous place.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you the dangerous place is right now between Gavin Newsom and a voter because those bizarre, foreign, generally weird comments made by his wife, he's not going to be able to dig out from underneath that. The Republicans will make an ad out of it, and then you'll just have Gavin Newsom a couple of months from now tearing his hair out, which won't be easy because it's pretty greasy, and it is his best characteristic. Okay. There you go, Joe. Should I file that?
Yes, but not anywhere I need later, please. Thank you.
All right. Here's Lori checking traffic. Lori.
Traffic is brought to you by Subaru of Puyallup. Northbound I-5 at 41st and Everett. We have an accident in the right lane. Westbound 520 at Montlake. Something still blocking there, but I'm still not seeing a delay past the scene. Linwood to Bellevue now on 405, a 20-minute drive. And Linwood to Seattle, just 24 minutes. 167, pretty heavy right now from Pacific to Puyallup. Southbound I-5 slows. Actually, northbound I-5 slows approaching State Route 18 Tacoma to Federal Way now, a 5-minute delay. With the high gas prices, now is the time to buy a hybrid or all-electric Subaru of Puyallup. Great selection and pricing are at your stress-free dealership, SubaruofPuyallup.com. I'm Lori, KIRO Real-Time Traffic.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
At T-Mobile Park, you've always got the best seat in the house. But if you're looking for a truly golden view, look no further than the seats on the first baseline, a.k.a. Tried in Town. Post up behind the Mariners dugout, and you get a great view of Logan Gilbert, Brian Wu, and our entire rotation at work.
Swing and a miss. Fastball upstairs, blew it by him, strike 3.
Not to mention the best view of the best home run celebration in baseball. When the Trident goes up, you know a party's going down.
It is gone!
Mariners baseball. Trident's up.
Don't miss this week's division showdown against the Houston Astros. The action continues at T-Mobile Park tomorrow at 6:40 and Sunday at 1:10. Then the series wraps up with the first value game of the season, Monday at 1:10, with tickets starting under $12. Lock in your seats at Mariners.com.
Hey, John, why don't you tell everybody why you started going to Longevity Medical Clinic?
No, I don't want to do that. I can tell you, I started going to Longevity Medical Clinic before I started doing these commercials, but why I went is not important.
Oh, it absolutely is.
Okay. I'll tell you. I was a Sammamish City Council member, and whenever they had asked me to do the Pledge of Allegiance, I couldn't make it through the whole thing without crying. I know, it's so dumb. I mean, I know I'm patriotic, but what the heck? So I go into Longevity Medical Clinic, and I explained this to them, that there's something wrong with my hormones or something, and they see the testosterone and the estrogen are all out of balance. We balance all that stuff, and I can do the Pledge of Allegiance without crying. But I've also noticed that I deal with stress a lot better, don't I?
Yes, you're a lot easier to live with
because
you're getting more sleep, you have more energy, you're better organized, and I'm not helping you look for your car keys every morning.
Right, because now I've taken the steps to take care of my mind and body. I strongly recommend anybody get the free health analysis at lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rirucka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
I'm waiting for mortgage rates to come down. You know, I hear that every week, and even though rates are a little higher than I'd like, VA loan rates have come down low enough that some people are saving hundreds of dollars per month simply by consolidating their bills into one VA cash-out refinance. Hi, I'm Steve Teitler, owner of Best Mortgage, a local family-owned company, the VA loan experts for 34 years. We love helping our veterans save money. One of our VA clients saved more than $1,200 per month. We can also help you buy a home with no money down. The VA loan program is a fantastic deal that you have earned. Give us a call and we'll discuss your VA loan options with honest advice you can trust. And we do conventional loans too. Search the web for Best Mortgage or call 425-649-6000. You'll talk to a real person, never an AI robot. Best Mortgage, 425-649-6000.
Don't wait. Insulate. Last year, American Crawl Space and Pest Services gave over $2 million in insulation rebates from PSE, more than any provider in the state. If your home was built before 1990, you're eligible for recouping up to 95% of insulation replacement costs. Insulate with American Crawl Space and keep your home warm during the winter and cool during the summer.
American Crawl, the heroes you call. Washington's lottery gives out a lot of green to winners in schools and retailers awesomely. Nearly 600 mil to people that play. Another 180 mil to vocational training and education from preschool to college. Now you got the knowledge, a win-win for all of us. Play Washington lottery, lottery, lottery. Play Washington lottery, lottery, lottery.
Visit walllottery.com. Who benefits to learn more.
How does your roof look after this winter? Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. Spring into action today. Save $3,000 on a new roof, siding, deck, or windows. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo, speeding towards splashdown. The crew of Artemis 2 now about 90 minutes away from returning to Earth after their trip around the moon. KIRO News Radio's John Repp reports crowds are gathering for a watch party at the Museum of Flight in Seattle.
A crowd cheered the liftoff at the Museum of Flight April 1st, and now, as Artemis 2 astronauts prepare to re-enter the Earth's atmosphere, all eyes will be on the Orion capsule's heat shield. Ted Hutter with the Museum of Flight says it's designed to absorb temperatures approaching 5,000 degrees.
That heat shield has to work perfectly. There's really no option for that. It has to work.
I'm Peter King at the Kennedy Space Center. The Artemis 2 crew will be the fastest humans ever at some 24,000 miles per hour because of the steep downhill slope that comes after a moon flight. There's a narrow re-entry corridor that leaves no room for error. Although NASA has returned 10 moon flights successfully, including 9 during the Apollo program, there was heat shield damage after the uncrewed Artemis 1. More of that than expected. NASA says it's refined the re-entry profile to lessen the chances of a repeat.
Splashdown is set for a little after 5 o'clock our time. Representatives of Iran have arrived in Pakistan for peace talks with the U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance and his team flying there now. President Trump, boarding Air Force One, wished them luck.
He's got a big thing. We'll find out what's going on. They're militarily defeated, and now we're going to open up the Gulf with or without them. But that'll be open. We're going to be, or the Strait as they call it.
As CBS's Elizabeth Palmer reports, an Iranian negotiator has made some new demands.
He wants to have Israel declared that it won't attack Hezbollah in Lebanon anymore. In other words, the ceasefire extends there.
Lebanon says talks with Israel will take place in Washington, D.C. next week. Stretch of northbound I-5 near Bellingham is expected to reopen next Thursday, and that's nearly a month after a landslide forced its closure. WashDOT crews have spent weeks clearing fallen rock and stabilizing that slope above the freeway. Now to the real-time traffic desk at 3:32. Here is Lori.
And traffic is brought to you by Day and Night Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric. Northbound I-5 slows approaching 405 in Linwood, causing about a 7-minute delay Everett to Seattle. Linwood to Bellevue on 405, about a 17-minute drive. Now 405 southbound is solid from I-90 all the way into Renton, and northbound from 167 to State Route 900. 167 slows from Pacific into Puyallup. And then we're seeing a heavy go on I-5 approaching 512 and again past Joint Base Lewis McChord. This month, when you install a new AC or heat pump, you'll get a free furnace from Day and Night Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric. Scheduled today at dayandnight.net. I'm Lori, KIRO Real-Time Traffic.
Thank you, Lori. Now to your forecast. Cloudy skies right now, rain tomorrow, and weekend highs will be in the upper 50s. Right now, 65 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Thank you, Home Comfort Alliance, because when it comes to heating, cooling, plumbing, electric, there's really only one place I can think of. That's Home Comfort Alliance. Home Comfort Alliance. Boy, it was quite the buzz in the newsroom, wasn't it? Ooh, everybody's like, look at this. Oh, my gosh.
Aaron, were you watching live?
I was not watching live. I heard.
Do you remember where you were when it happened?
I do. I was right out there, John.
Right
at
at
the news
wow,
desk.
wow.
I know. Amazing.
Yes.
I'll never forget it.
Like where you were when Elvis died.
Seminal moments. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Do we have sound?
I've got the video here.
That's good. This is for you kids that are watching on the YouTube.
They can hear it too.
Well, it doesn't. It's not going to have the same effect. Let's just watch Aaron watch it again.
Okay, here we go.
Unveiling
it's now time to unveil Ichiro's statue. A drum roll, please.
Tarp on it?
We're going to count down from 51.
Oh, no.
Oh, Rick.
No, we're not. Here we go. You ready? 5, 4.
Big blue
3,
tarp there. Ichiro standing off the side. Dressed in
Here it is.
really nice looking black suit, black tie.
The statue of one of the greatest players
Coming off the top.
in the game.
There it is. And he looks like he could Do some time well spent at Longevity Medical Clinic. Who's that to the left?
That's Ken Griffey.
That's
right?
Griffey and Edgar, who both pulled down the tarp. And as the tarp comes down, it yanks the bat.
Very thin bat.
Snaps it right in half where the handle meets the
People didn't seem to know
barrel.
how to react to it either.
Oh, it was embarrassing. You look at the front office team.
Has Rick said anything?
Not yet. He's about to. Oh,
he is.
Goes
Okay.
back.
What was it funny, Rick?
And he still got a base hit.
There you go.
What a remarkable piece of art.
Yeah, he goes
Still got
fastball
a base hit.
inside.
There's a fastball inside. And he still got a base hit.
Now I have to talk about the artwork.
What a remarkable piece of art. Ladies and gentlemen,
Oh, so sad.
Oh,
so sad. But funny.
That's what they do. They fix it?
Temporary fix. Apparently, they're going to make some permanent repairs. So the sculptor is there. He was. There's actually a great AP video, AP photo of the guy's face. Like, oh no, he looks so sad. So I guess he made the temporary fix. His name is Lou Sella. I think I'm pronouncing that right.
Yeah.
And he did the other statues too for Edgar and Griffey and Dave Niehaus. And if you remember a few years ago, Griffey's bat, it was stolen from a drunk guy. You remember that? Happened a few years back. And it looked almost identical to where that bat snapped, Ichiro's bat. It looks like he's got a problem with his handles, this guy.
Yeah, it goes very thin on the handle.
Yeah, it goes a little too thin on the handles.
I'm no statue expert.
Yeah. Whoa, there's that. Wait, we should have started the show with that. Wait a minute.
But I thought these things were made of bronze, and
I know.
you could, like crack a safe open with that.
But
thing.
even bronze can be broken, apparently.
If you look at the close-up photo, it's on mynorthwest.com also.
Yes.
It almost looks like there's like a rod in the middle where it broke and the rod goes through the bat, so it's kind of just dangling.
Rebarb on there.
There you go, exactly. Yeah,
rebarb on there.
And it's just kind of dangling right there. But yeah, where it meets the barrel meets the handle, it's just snaps. And I'm not sure how that works.
I asked ChatGPT to write some funny jokes for us.
Oh, yay!
Turns out even in bronze, he still insists on a perfect contact point. Seattle just finally found the one pitch he couldn't handle. Wait, I had to get the punchline.
I thought that was the punchline.
Couldn't handle. Gravity.
Oh.
It's pretty bad.
The Mariners immediately apologized and said, "Don't worry, it's not a flaw in the statue. It's just Ichiro making contact with Seattle's postseason history again."
What?
I didn't get that one either. Then I thought maybe just do a knock-knock joke.
That's so bad.
They come up with these things in seconds.
Yeah.
Knock, knock. Play along.
Who's there?
Oh, who's there?
Who's there?
Oh, I'm sorry. Never heard that.
Sorry.
Thank you, Lori. Knock, knock. Who's there? Ichiro.
Ichiro who?
Ichiro just got his statue unveiled and somehow still managed to break the bat on a pitch Seattle threw 20 years ago. Wow.
Come on.
Yikes.
Wow, that's bad.
So he did. He took it in stride, though. He was laughing during it, and I guess Griffey, according
What else
to
are you gonna do?
That's true. Griffey, according to the Seattle Times, he told Ichiro, like, "I didn't do it, man," but you can clearly see as Ichiro and Edgar are pulling down the tarp. As they pull it, they yank it, and that bat comes undone. So it probably wasn't Griffey's fault. It was clearly the sculptor's fault for not making it stronger. But
yeah, you should be able to resist.
you should,
the tarp
it's bronze. It's bronze.
There are times when the sculptor does a piece. I forget who it was. Not this guy, but somebody else did a face. It was a big sculpture of somebody, and it didn't look anything like him.
Yeah, that was Dwayne Wade, if I recall.
Dwayne Wade got one recently, and Cristiano Ronaldo got one that was just
Ronaldo was horrible.
Yeah. It was
and then there was one of Lucille Ball. It was in a park.
Yes, I've seen that one too.
Scary.
I mean, this statue actually looks pretty good. Aside from the bat that's broke.
I can't see the whole thing. The camera didn't pull all the way back. Is his interpreter also in bronze next to him? But what am I?
I'm looking for.
I'll be here all week. Try the veal.
Well done.
All right, I asked at the very, very beginning of the show, which seems like about 6 weeks ago. Focus, you can see it over his text line. Did anybody get our query correct?
Hang on, I gotta.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like we weren't going to get to that.
Not even a guess.
Yeah, could have stumped everybody, or there's no one listening. Either way, it's going to be upsetting. It was 1991, and it was The Hammering Man made by Jonathan Baratsky. And I know this from personal experience from talking to my buddy, Daryl Benedict. So KIRO was there, and King and Como, they were all there. I think Daryl was shooting for KIRO at the time. They said, you've seen The Hammering Man. Sure. Huge statue, right? They got it bolted into the ground, and all the media is there to cover the thing. And Daryl gets the shot of him. They got the thing. It's the arms going up and down. And you figure, okay, the shot's over. He looks and he goes, I got to go to another story. He takes the camera off the tripod, puts it down. He turns away from the statue. As he puts the camera on the ground, the statue comes crashing down. And he missed it. He was the only one that didn't have it.
That's sad.
Too bad.
Anybody get hurt?
No.
Yikes.
That gigantic Hammering Man from Jonathan Baratsky falling over right there.
Did it go in the middle of the street there?
I think it must have.
Stay on the sidewalk.
Yeah, must have. There's a little fun bit of trivia. You can just store that away like a little nut, like a squirrel would do. So find it later on.
Is the broken bat, is that a good omen or a bad omen?
You know who are the Mr. Superstition and baseball
I'm not
guy?
superstitious, though.
Okay, well, I'm
trying to figure it out. Because John Repp, one of our reporters, made the joke that maybe this is the break they need.
That's right. So if they were doing great and then went into a slump, then clearly bad.
Yeah.
But they've been in a 5-game losing streak. Maybe this turns it around.
I hope so. That wasn't a joke. That was just optimism.
I see what you're doing.
Everything. If you put that at the end of everything, it's always a joke.
Yeah.
All right, by the way, Mariners, Colbert, talking real quick.
You get a replica statue tonight.
That's right.
I'm pretty sure the bat is upright for the
everybody's going to be breaking them off.
Of course they are.
Okay.
Oh, good one.
Hey, are the Mariners playing?
The Astros.
Oh, the much-hated Astros.
Yes. I'll be there tomorrow night.
Oh, it's Aaron Granillo night tomorrow night. Yes.
Say hi.
Okay. It's Aaron holding an egg.
It's Humpy plush pillow night tomorrow night, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
My kids are
Don't
excited
let your
about
wife
that.
find you with that. Okay. Is that it?
Oh, man.
That's good. Lori, save us with some traffic, please.
I hope I get a drum roll. Traffic is brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino. Northbound I-5 slows approaching 405 in Everett. About a 7-minute delay, Everett to Seattle. Linwood to Bellevue, a 17-minute drive. 405 southbound is solid from I-90 into Renton. We're also seeing the northbound slowdown around the Renton curve. Southbound 167 heavy from Pacific into Puyallup. And then I am still seeing I-5 pretty heavy as you approach 512. You get a little break and then past Joint Base Lewis McChord. Jim Jeffries, the Australian stand-up powerhouse, comes to the Emerald Queen Casino June 18th, only at the Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. I'm Lori. KIRO, real-time traffic.
Thank you, Lori. You know, some firms discuss taxes at a high level. Others integrate the sort of CPA professionals, intending to create a more coordinated planning process. But at Madrona Financial and CPAs, they combine a CPA firm with an investment advisor all under one roof. That's right, and that matters. With major federal legislation evolving and ongoing Washington state income and estate taxes changing, the rules are shifting. And when the rules change, mistakes can be expensive. That's why tax planning involves more than just selecting a financial product. It requires qualified professionals who understand how the law applies to your situation before the decisions are made. For more information, this would be a very smart move for you. You want to visit MadronaFinancial.com or call 833-673-7373. Again, that's Madrona Financial and CPAs. As you make your plan, work with the best. Madrona Financial and CPAs. Informed planning starts right here. 833-673-7373.
Local news from local voices you trust.
Flights out of Joint Base Lewis McChord.
KIRO News Radio.
Questions about whether the Pentagon is deploying special forces to the Middle East.
The news you depend on.
Gas prices up 25 cents in the last week.
Conversation.
Then all of a sudden, Trump comes out, hey, we're having productive talks.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM. streaming everywhere on the KIRO Newsradio app.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
I just can't dig it.
Dig what?
My water line.
Needs replacing?
And I don't want digging in my yard.
And maybe your driveway.
Can't dig it.
Don't dig it.
But how do you?
Apollo Plumbing replaces water lines without digging up your yard.
You're Dan.
From the Ready Right Now plumbers.
Apollo Plumbing.
Our trenchless technology replaces water and sewer lines.
Without digging up my yard?
2 little holes is all it takes.
Sounds better.
Faster, too.
And my yard?
Like we were never there.
Sounds spendy.
Not so much.
Oh?
In the end, about the same as that messy digging you don't want.
How do you figure?
Think about that landscaping you love.
Yeah?
Trenchless means you won't be paying to replace it.
Or my driveway.
We run everything underground.
Trenchless?
Do them all the time.
How about...
Easy payments?
Yeah.
With approved credit. Sure thing.
When can you get started?
We are the Ready Right Now plumbers.
Love that.
Apollo Plumbing, trenchless waterline replacement.
Sewer lines, too.
Can you dig that?
That I can.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor. You visit urgent care over and over again. And it's always the same thing, right? Oh, I know. Let's try antibiotics and some nasal sprays. But they just keep coming back. You may suffer with chronic sinus infections. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure called the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic. Imagine a procedure so delicate there are no narcotics. Less cutting means less bleeding, so no packing, and no operating room. The Sinusoft procedure is designed for the clinic. If you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, and congestion, find out if the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic, is the solution for you. Call and set an appointment today. 206-388-2770. 206-388-2770. That's 206-388-2770.
Home is more than a place to live. It's where the best of life unfolds, where possibility sparks, where community grows, where lives take shape. At the Master Builders Association of King and Snohomish Counties, that belief drives the work our builders, remodelers, and tradespeople do every day. Because when we build more homes, we're building so much more than housing. We're making room for what matters most. Learn more at roomforwhatmatters.com.
Best Mortgage is proud to be the longest-running mortgage company on KIRO Radio. For 34 years, they've been giving honest advice you can trust as your VA loan and reverse mortgage experts and debt consolidation specialists, too. Just web search Best Mortgage.
Rev up your life at America's Car Museum. Perfect for all ages. It's more than a museum. It's an experience. If you loved Ford versus Ferrari, see the real machines in the birth of the American supercar. Curated by Steve Saline. Featuring legendary Shelby Cobras and GT40s. Enjoy cruise-ins, drive-ins under the stars, and next-generation race simulators. Grab the family, invite friends, and accelerate the heart rate of fun and learning. Plan your visit today at americascarmuseum.org.
All right, here's the rules if you are a judge and you're working at this, again, over there at King County. You either pay $20 or you pay $30 in order to park. If you're not full-time, if you're a pro tem judge, then that means you're being paid on a per diem basis at King County. I guess the guy forgot. Well, listen, he's a judge, a pro tem judge, and I guess he thought, you know what, so I put a stamp on the thing and I handed it to the attendant because twice this guy, what's his name, Joe? David Rumsum. He said to the parking attendant, "Oh no, I'm full time. I work here." Like, no, you got to show ID for that. Twice, the parking attendant said, "No, I'm sorry, Your Honor, but you got to have the certificate." So I guess he just figured, well, I'll just get a certificate. I'll put a stamp on the thing, and I'll hand it to the parking attendant. I saved $10. $10 adds up.
Say his last name again.
Razumna.
I think Razumna we're going to go with. Mine. But I love it when you try.
Last names are my downfall.
Yes, they are.
Anyway, he stole the stamp, the signature stamp of the official King County District Court seal, all to score the discount there at the Goat Hill garage near the courthouse. You got to give the parking attendant guy, some credit for figuring it out. Or was it handed in and then somebody audited?
Yeah, I can't
You know how
imagine.
tough they are with auditing over there at King County. So they were able to stop that guy trying to steal $10.
When you need it.
He's employed. The document dated February 16th, 2023 stated that David, pronounce his last name, is employed with the King County District Court as the pro tem, stamped with Robertson's signature of the official court, and then he walked up to the parking booth. It didn't work. The garage manager, here we go. Wow. Photographed it and refused it. And the King County HR launched an investigation. This is King County where billions of dollars goes flying out the door. They don't ask for any of it. The court's executive committee unanimously voted to remove him from the pro tem list. Now the state's highest court has made the removal permanent. All right. There's some justice coming your way. Yeah, Rance
he said
got
they
it
had
first.
it first. So I'm wondering if the parking manager tipped off Rance and Rance launched the investigation.
I don't know, but it's on Daily Mail, too. And I like how Daily Mail goes through this sort of stuff. Here's their headline. Cheapskate Seattle judge living in a $1.4 million house. Fired for putting official court seal on a forged document to try to bag a $10 parking discount. I've run out of space for the giant headline. Click for more.
He must have. This sounds right up Rance's alley.
That's the Daily Mail.
No, I know, but I just mean to have an investigation launched,
Oh, you think somebody tipped it off and then Rance told him to look into it? I imagine
It's just a theory.
It's one of these things where you're like, look, I want to pay $30. And they look at the other guy that's getting the discount. It's like, they just put the stamp on it. What do they care? I guess the forging thing is the problem.
Yeah, that's this official seal of the
That's
court.
where they draw the line on forging. Plus, the other problem is, even if they knew that the guy did it and had kind of gotten away with it, if he still continued to serve on the bench and somebody knew this, right, then it's like, wait a minute, you're a criminal yourself. Can't have that going on.
No credibility.
None. So there he is no longer, I guess, employed with that. But he's still an attorney. So if you do want to go to him, he can help you with all sorts of things like how to get out of forging or how to forge or how to save $10. He had served as a pro tem for decades in Seattle, Bothell, Kirkland, and Mercer Island, Everett, and beyond. He sat on the Character and Fitness Board, as the state's bar association, volunteered at Finney Ridge Legal Clinic, well regarded by colleagues, but he threw all that away for a $10 parking discount.
Honestly, do you think he threw it away? Will he ever work in law again?
That's easy for people to kind of hang over you. Old Mr. $10 parking. Man.
God, what a...
Well, listen, he hasn't been disbarred. They just don't want him as a judge. It's going over in the sad story about the judge. Keep everything organized. All right, here's Lori checking traffic for you on a Friday. Lori?
Well, with the Mariners in town this evening, already Alderwood to South Center, just a 42-minute drive if you're taking 405, 39 minutes right now on I-5, and the Lake Bridges into Seattle doing pretty good. You're going to just see a little bit of a 520 slowdown as you approach I-5. Federal Way to Seattle, 29 minutes, and northbound 405 from 167, pretty heavy all the way to I-90, 167 southbound. You'll see some slowing through Kent. You get a little bit of a break, and then from Pacific into Puyallup. We're still seeing a North 5 slow down approaching State Route 16 and southbound very heavy past Joint Base Lewis McChord. I'm Lori, KIRO Real-Time Traffic.
Congratulations to KIRO News Radio's Charlie Harger and digital content producer Patrick Janasek, nominated for a Northwest Emmy Award for investigative reporting.
It began with a question from the community. It seemed almost too stunning to be true.
KIRO News Radio is honored to be the only radio station nominated for the prestigious Emmy Award as part of our commitment to impactful storytelling across every platform, reaching into the communities we serve. On KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
If you don't care about saving 50% off your wireless bill for the same 5G coverage the big guys are charging a fortune for, maybe you care about keeping jobs in America. Pure Talk does. They've pledged to run their entire operation from this country, including all their customer service. Or maybe you care about our nation's veterans. Pure Talk does. They've donated hundreds of thousands of dollars to America's Warrior Partnership, a fantastic organization working hard to prevent veteran suicide. Or maybe you care about closing America's skills gap. Pure Talk does. They're a proud supporter of MicroWorks. They're helping my foundation train the next generation of skilled workers. Don't get me wrong. Saving money's great, and you'll save plenty with Pure Talk. But if you want to be in business with people who share your values, dial pound 250. Say micro, and switch to an American wireless company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
Nick, you know what my dad always used to say?
Oh, which thing? Let me guess. If you put anything on a hot dog besides mustard, it's un-American?
Okay, that's true. Okay, but no, about the word worry. Remember he used to say about the word worry?
Yes, that it's not a verb, but it actually is.
I know it's a verb, but Nick, his point was nothing comes from worrying. You can sit here and worry about all the news and all about the chaos in the world. You worry about your health, but nothing comes of it. You have to take action.
Right.
Like, for instance, you and I, we go into Longevity Medical Clinic. That's an action. It's about taking that action. Like, people can go to Longevity Medical Clinic, take the free health analysis, and then they can find out how they're aging and the things they can do in order to slow down the process to have a big, full, rich life so you can enjoy a hot dog with whatever you want on it.
And now worry is a verb.
See, there you go. So it all starts with you taking action. I was a patient at Longevity long before I started doing these commercials. So get your free health analysis. Go to lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. Northwest News.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
All right, folks. As we approach Liberty Island, you'll see the iconic Statue of Liberty, standing tall at over 300 feet. The torch in her hand symbolizes a beacon of hope that's held up by her very wavy arm.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay, or avastin-capsid pegol, is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. It's proven to slow GA progression and could preserve your remaining vision for longer, so you can keep seeing the world around you. Don't take Izervay if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't wait for your vision changes to progress. Ask your retina specialist about Izervay today. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
File now with TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They'll find every credit and deduction or your money back. File today the easy way in the Credit Karma app.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Peter King at the Kennedy Space Center. Artemis 2 is just over an hour away from splashdown near San Diego. And NASA says what was expected to be a record-breaking reentry speed will fall just short of the record set by Apollo 10 in 1969. That said, 24,661 miles per hour is nothing to sneeze at. The crew is starting what will be a very busy last hour of flight. In about 30 minutes, it will jettison the service module. That includes the main engine. They can refine their re-entry angle if needed. At 7:53 Eastern, they'll start entering the atmosphere. A 6-minute communications blackout follows because of the intense friction. It's always a nail-biting few minutes, but assuming a perfect re-entry, the atmosphere and then parachutes will slow the spacecraft down for splashdown an hour 7 minutes from now off the coast of San Diego. I'm Peter King at the Kennedy Space Center. Now with more CBS News, here's Jennifer Kuiper.
Vice President J.D. Vance joins the U.S. delegation in Pakistan for tomorrow's ceasefire talks with Iran. CBS's Elizabeth Palmer reports that Iranian negotiator has made some new demands, including having the ceasefire extend to Israel and Lebanon.
Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf. I used to talk to him when I went to Iran. He is a tough negotiator. He's a real survivor in the Revolutionary Guard Corps. And I would say he's going to make a very tough opponent at the table if the talks do go ahead.
The war with Iran has hit your wallet. The largest monthly jump in gas prices in 6 decades caused a sharp spike in inflation in March. CBS's Kelly O'Grady says consumer prices spiked to 3.3%.
Three numbers that stood out to me. Gas increased 21.2% on a monthly basis. The second number, fuel oil, went up over 30% on the month. Here's the good news. Food was flat.
5 people, including a former Yolo County Sheriff Lieutenant, are charged with murder in an Esparto, California explosion at a fireworks warehouse last July. 7 people died. The Yolo County District Attorney's Office says the charges stem from a grand jury indictment. The heads of the nation's largest banks have met with the chair of the Federal Reserve and Treasury Secretary over possible Anthropic AI security threats in the company's Claude model. CBS's Allison Keyes.
The company says it can scan vast amounts of code to find previously unknown security issues in critical systems, but also warns it could be done at a speed no human could match, and it could be used to bring down banks or national infrastructure within hours.
The story was first reported by Bloomberg and the Financial Times. This is CBS News.
I want to know what's going on in the world. I'm Tony. There are big questions that all of us are asking. I want to get you the answers. How are you? I'm Tony DeCopel. Join me on the CBS Evening News.
Coming up, an update on those washed-up canines in Skagit County after Lori at the real-time traffic desk.
Traffic brought to you by Day and Night Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric. Linwood to Seattle, now you're going to see about an 8-minute delay. Your Lake Bridge is doing pretty good into Seattle. A tiny little 520 slowdown just as you approach I-5. Federal Way to Seattle right now is a 30-minute drive. And 405 from 167 to I-90. Now, this is northbound. You're going to see some slowing. Southbound slows through Kent, and then from Pacific into Puyallup. Northbound I-5 is pretty heavy as you approach State Route 16. And then southbound, you're going to be slowing past Joint Base Lewis-McChord. This month, when you install a new AC heat pump, you'll get a free furnace from Day and Night Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric. Scheduled today at dayandnight.net. I'm Lori, KIRO Real-Time Traffic.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. We have an answer to a disturbing mystery. Those skinned canines that have washed ashore near Guaymas Island have now been identified as foxes. KIRO 7 TV's Monique Minglavan reports they were apparently used as crab bait.
This is according to the Skagit County Sheriff's Office. They say those foxes were from a farm outside of the state. They were purchased legally and brought into Washington for commercial fishing. Investigators say the person responsible has been found and is cooperating. They likely will not be charged with any crimes.
Seattle police detectives say they are asking for the public's help to find a dangerous man wanted for an assault. Here's KIRO News Radio's James Lynch.
Police say the unidentified suspect walked into the Safeway Market on Occidental, stole a bottle of wine, and when employees tried to stop him, SPD Detective Eric Munoz says the man used the bottle as a weapon.
The first victim sustained significant facial injuries. There's going to be some permanent disfigurement, and our second victim sustained very serious head trauma. That individual is still in the hospital.
You can see the man's photo at mynorthwest.com. Police want you to pay particular attention to his head covering, his shirt, and his shoes. If you recognize the man, call 911. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
It is becoming more expensive to fly, especially if you're checking a bag. Here's KIRO News Radio's John Rep.
First JetBlue, and now almost every airline has additional baggage surcharges in place because of global disruption and fuel price volatility. Travel expert Gary Leff with viewfromthewing.com says it's easier for airlines to add a fee rather than adjusting ticket prices.
This is a kind of blunt tool that does accomplish that across the board fee increase. It's very simple, easy to communicate.
The downside, Leff says those surcharges are likely here to stay, which means it's more important than ever to calculate the total cost when you fly. John Rep, KIRO News Radio.
Well, it may go down as the most infamous broken bat in baseball. As the Mariners unveiled a statue of Ichiro outside T-Mobile Park today, the bat snapped right where the barrel meets the handle. Broadcaster Rick Riz was hosting the ceremony and quipped it was a fastball inside.
And he still got a base hit. What a remarkable piece of art.
Ichiro also laughed it off. The bat now back upright after getting a quick fix. First 40,000 fans at tonight's game get a replica statue. To your weather update now, looking at cloudy skies tonight and some rain tomorrow. Highs this weekend will be in the upper 50s. Right now, 65 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Hi, you've reached the John Curley Show listener introduction line.
Yes?
Please tell us a little bit about yourself and
please.
why you enjoy the show.
Get a pen,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Let's get ready. Write these down.
Guys,
yes.
Just to let you know, the Seattle mayor wants more money for libraries. The more you know. This is Dennis.
How's he spelling that? Libraries?
Similar to Melania.
I don't know. Okay. Thank you, Dennis. Appreciate that. Why yum?
I think she heard berries. Berries.
Okay. There you go, everybody. By the way, if you want to be like Dennis, I'm sure you would. You can leave us a voicemail and kick the show off. Break into the world of broadcasting. 801-575-5532. Write that one down. 801-575-5532. Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line. That's where it all comes flying in. Except during spring break when it seems like hardly anyone's out there. 1-888-973-5476. It's an odd story about the foxes.
Strange.
Very
strange. Yeah, foxes used as crab bait. This is according to the Skagit County Sheriff's Office.
But no charges.
Well, that's what I'm a little confused about myself. I'm going to reach out right now and actually try to get some
My dad and I went crabbing a lot. We used to use foxes, too.
It says they were lawfully purchased, transported to the state for use in commercial fishing.
Yeah, but they must have been dead.
I would think so. I would hope so.
Yeah, I hope so. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes me feel better.
It makes a little more sense, but is that common bait for crab?
Yeah, my dad and I, my grandfather, we just throw a whole bunch and then drop it down there.
Okay, Nate.
Actually?
No.
Like, hold on.
I've never gone crabbing with my father.
And foxes.
I didn't forget about the fox part. I was just talking about my dad never loved me enough to take me crabbing. What was it about the foxes? I can't remember that part. No.
Strange.
It's, we'll throw something else in there. I guess it's cheaper for them if the foxes are being euthanized or removed or on the side of the road or wherever the dead is. However they get them. Like, look up online so you can go get, fox carcasses.
Carcai? Did they say if it was commercial crab or if it was like commercial crab?
I can't imagine commercial crabbers are out there with a bunch of fox.
Yeah, that's weird.
Besides, here's the other thing. What, a crab wants to eat a fox? I mean, of everything, they willing to get in there and pick through the fur?
Yeah, they like meat. I mean, I've gone crabbing before, just on a local, personal level, and we use.
Not professionally?
No, not
just
professionally.
Okay,
not commercially.
Good. I'm glad you put that in context for us.
I was with my dad mostly, and he used chicken wings, and he'd inject them with this weird store-bought sauce stuff just to spice it up for the crabs. But foxes is weird. I haven't heard of that.
By the way, there is a fox known as the crab-eating fox. So maybe it's revenge.
Oh, okay. You place the bets on him. The president has some problems with what used to be his supporters, and I don't know why this is such a huge deal. I could see why the president's upset, but I also see why people like Megyn Kelly are upset, and why Alex Jones is upset, but he's always upset. And they have been talking for the last week or so that they're not supporting Iran and the United States together going in, not supporting Israel and the United States going into Iran. They've been saying that for a long time. Megyn Kelly said, you told us you were not going to be taking us into forever wars. This is what you ran on. Please stay consistent. And then the president unleashes on Megyn Kelly, on Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens. They all get it.
You want to hear a little bit of it?
Yes.
I know this is a late night tweet or Truth post, and he had a bunch of weird posts last night.
And you have to understand something. When he does something on Truth Social, that's his. He owns that.
This is unfair.
And he wants as wild and crazy stuff as possible beyond that, because then you'll go to it and you can make a little bit of money.
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
He says, I know
nothing wrong with that.
I know why Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, Candace Owens, and Alex Jones have all been fighting me for years, especially by the fact that they think it's wonderful for Iran, the #1 state sponsor of terror, to have a nuclear weapon. Because they have one thing in common, low IQs. They're stupid people. They know it. Their family knows it. And everyone else knows it, too. Look at their past record. They don't have what it takes, and they never did. They've all been thrown off television, lost their shows, and aren't even invited on TV because nobody cares about them. They're nut jobs, troublemakers, and will say anything necessary to get some free and cheap publicity. That's about a quarter of the way through. You want me to keep going?
Now they think they can get some clicks because they have a third-rate podcast, but nobody's talking about them, and their views are opposite of MAGA. No. That's the president trying to slide in with the idea that, okay, we're going to Iran, and we'll blow them all up as we did back in June. Then we decide we're going to go back in there again. I don't know if they were necessarily supportive of the June attack. I don't think they were. They've been pretty consistent. What they find is the inconsistency of the president. And the other problem is, as Tucker Carlson pointed out, that he went to the White House and met with the president a number of times. And his argument is,
you want that?
The people that are talking to you, yeah. Here he is. All right.
I flipped to D.C. 3 times in the last month to try to convince Trump not to do this. It didn't work. It happens. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, boy, this is not going to get better. So then I think I'll fly up again and ask him. I mean, I don't know if anyone else is doing it, so I'm going to try to just declare victory and go home. Like, you killed an 86-year-old cleric. Let's just call that a win and then pull back. And so then, meantime, he got convinced to denounce me. Okay, I don't care. I'm going to fly up anyway and see him, right? Even though he's like denouncing me. So I call over there to see, call someone who knows him to see. I said, I'm just going to fly up anyway and tell him this because I think it's so important. And the person says, don't bother, because he's being shown polling that this war is like a 90-10 win for him. And I said, I don't know where that polling is coming from. It's like, I guess you could make any kind of poll, and he's watching Fox News, which is telling him the same thing. And he's getting fake polling. I guess they're only polling Sean Hannity's viewers or something. And so I'm not sure that there's a sense, as if this was yesterday, because I was getting so agitated and worried. I don't think that there's a sense that this is unpopular.
Think of the news as a business that is selling cheeseburgers. And whether it's Burger King or McDonald's or anybody else that's on there advertising their cheeseburger. They're advertising their cheeseburger, and either it's grilled, broiled, or whatever it is, a Burger King, right?
Smash burgered.
Whatever it is. They decide each one of them has a lane, right? So one of them is going to be make it your way if they're still doing that. The other one is, I don't know, what I heard McDonald's is selling Great Big Burger, right? So each one, they're all selling the same thing, but you got to get your lane. Same thing happens when it comes to rental cars. There's a great book called Positioning. It was written in 1987. Great marketing book. Isn't it interesting? When you go to the airport, there they all are. There's Avis, there's Dollar. They're all right beside one another. But why is it that you go to Avis, even though the Avis employee could borrow a pen from the national employee because they're just right beside each other, but yet everybody's got their little line? Why? Well, the book Positioning, the author points out, each one of those rental car companies has carved out its space, speed, selection, price, whatever it is, and they stay in that lane. Now, they do compete in some way, but they market themselves as either the fastest or the biggest selection of cars or the best price, and that's the lane they're in. That's why the people are standing in line, National or Avis or Hertz, whatever it is, they're going there, but they have carved it out. Same thing with the hamburger business, same thing with news. Exact same thing. They're just choosing different condiments to put on top of the story to slightly change the taste of the story because they know that their viewers, their consumers that eat their stuff like it that way. What happens is Fox has a pretty good idea of who their people are, so they're pushing out the stories for those people. And then you go to CNN and was it MS or whatever they're called now? They're putting out, it's the same thing. They're taking the meat, they're just spinning it up a little different way and then slapping the condiments on and then serving it to you the way you want it. You can't trust it. You're getting what you're getting because that's what you've gone into order. You've gone to Fox, you're going to get this. Everything's great. The president's really great. We're doing really well. Iran's on its last legs. At any minute now, we're going to be able to get it their uranium because that's what they have to serve, because that's what they want. And even Megyn Kelly talked about this on her podcast. She said, look, when I was over there at Fox, I knew the way this stuff works. You know, get the troops going, support America, wrap yourself in the flag, spin it, send it out there. You know, put the ketchup on the mustard and then get the relish on there, get it all in there. And that's what happens. So you're sitting down to get the news. You're not getting the news. You're getting the, sort of prefabbed taste that they want you to end up in your mouth with. CNN does it. Most of the people in most media hate the president, hate everything the president does. He could never win. They'll never give him any credit for any. And then on the other side, there's Fox. Everything the president does, break and win. Oh, it's like flowers. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. He's the best because Fox, whether they believe it or not, they know you do. Same thing with CNN. Reaffirm my bias. Most people think, they don't. Most people judge. Judging is not thinking. Thinking is thinking. Judging is judging. A lot of people think, oh, I'm thinking. No, what you're doing is you're judging actions and reactions based upon your own bias. It is like the guy that's at the foul line that misses the first shot but desperately needs a second shot. You have to have a short memory. You have to wipe out the last thing that happened and start over. Building from your experience of how I shot that shot. Was it too hard or too soft? You have to keep that in mind, but you cannot be haunted by the mistake that was made. And I have found it to be quite freeing to have no favorite. Ever watch a football game, college football? You don't care either one. It's hard because all of a sudden you're like, I like that guy. Look at that guy. He's fast. Then all of a sudden you find yourself going towards, good for Michigan. Go blue, whatever. They're playing Penn State. Well, I am from Pennsylvania, so maybe we should cheer for that. I don't know. I couldn't name one player. I don't know what their records are, but you're sitting there at a bar waiting for your play, and you're like, yeah, go Penn State. We are Penn State. It's like, I'm from Pennsylvania, so now I'm cheering against Michigan. I couldn't name anybody out there. It's the strangest thing about news. You immediately want to get to one side or the other, have a hero, don't have a hero. And then anytime anybody's taking a shot at your hero or the guy that you're following, the person that you like for whatever the reason, you take it personally. And then you defend the person because you're actually being offended for yourself. And I have told people, I had a great weekend about it. My buddy Steve, he's the same thing. He's like pox on both their houses. They're all idiots, whatever it is. And we just sit there, we watch the news, and we're sitting in his beautiful home, and we're a little laughing at it. And it didn't matter if it was a Republican or a Democrat. We're like, look at this guy. Look at that guy. It's amazing. You want to watch a football game and not care other than the fact that you're watching really talented individuals? That's quite refreshing. That's the same way you should watch the news. You're like, oh, look at that. Oh, I see what they're doing. Oh, they're doing this now. Oh, they're doing that now. Of course, Megyn Kelly needs, to keep the stuff she's doing. Nobody is coming in there like Tiresias, the blind prophet with no, winners or losers of any of that stuff. They all are selling you something. Everyone is selling you something. They've got something that they have to say because they know they have to click on it. Like Megyn Kelly's reaction to the bizarre timing of Melania's statement and talking about Epstein. And Alex Jones, I like this guy.
Trump said in statements and on Truth Social and in person with his mouth, verbally, that if you think Epstein's real, you're not MAGA. Well, now, by his yardstick, Melania Trump is not MAGA.
Okay, all right.
His wife is low IQ. And this follows the pattern of Melinda Gates, now Melinda French.
Okay, wait. Again, if you want to be free from the whipsaw of news and then having to defend your guy, which is the worst, right? I don't care who it is. Kamala Harris gets on when she was running for office. She spits out those word salads. And then you hear people, well, it was a trick question or the editing. You're like, don't have a hero. Have no hero. I love the story of Tiresias. Do you know the story of Tiresias? You do? What do you know about him?
Oh, this is all.
You know why I got turned into a snake? What? You know why?
Take it away.
What do you know?
A little.
What do you know?
I've heard you tell the story before.
About him wanting to have about sex? Oh, okay. So here's why he got in trouble. Somebody asked him because he was a male, and then he decided. They said, "What is more satisfying, to have sex as a male or as a female?" See what he ended up doing? He switched and lived as a female for a while. He flipped and then he converted himself into a female.
This is not the story I thought it was. Okay, Becky. Now I'm interested. Go on.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm spelling Tiresias with 3 X's at the end of the story. No. Then, when I think the gods asked him, what is more pleasurable, to engage as a male or a female, he said female. Then they got upset with him, and they blinded him. I think that's it.
And now you know the rest of the story.
Don't just sit there quizzically.
No,
look it up.
What's the message there?
The message is he was able to kind of see both sides on it. It cost him his sight, but then he was able to be a prophet. He could see into the future. So they took his.
I knew he was a prophet.
I'm slamming the whole thing together here. And he came upon 2 snakes that were doing it or something. I'm getting all bit and pieces of it. It's a great story.
I love it.
I think Mel Gibson played Tiresias. Look at his crotch. Well, no, that's not part of the story. My point is. Yeah. To be able to, if you want to look into the future, do not be caught with your defending your guy. It's much easier to sit on that, isn't it? It's free.
Yeah, well, we sit here, we have CNN on one TV and we have Fox News on the other, and we just constantly...
It's so bad. Spike does not like to sit in here and have Fox on.
No, he can't handle it.
It's too upsetting for him.
Yes, but we sit here and just laugh at these crayons all day long because they're complete opposite of each other, and there's just...
It's advertising.
It's comical, yeah.
It's advertising. And again, I know it's hard because you're like, I like this about... Good, you can like that one thing or the 2 or 3 things, but you don't have to pick a side. No. You can still... And then when you sit back and you're just watching it, you're like, go ahead.
Yeah, and when they inevitably end up in some horrible conflict,
you don't have to. Why should you be taking crap because of something that's happened in Washington D.C.?
Exactly.
Right? Just have your principles and really examine the stories, and then have some values that you put in place and say, well, does this align with my values? Is this aligning with my principles? Do I believe? And I think anything when it comes to government, is this the function of government? Is this how it was established. What was the purpose of it before it started growing and providing lots of goodies for lots of people so that those people could turn around and vote for these people. And that's everybody's operating in their own self-interest. Two rules we have here at the John Curley Show with Joe and myself. One, follow the money. And two, who is the person acting in their own self-interest and how do they benefit from that action? Those are the two. You look at it and you go, okay, they're doing that. Megyn Kelly's doing that. Boom, click that, follow the money there. Often you'll see the two of them paralleling one another. Own self-interest, follow the money. Easy, fun game to play. Here comes Lori checking traffic.
Well, we have a medical emergency southbound I-5. It's right at 54th in Tacoma. It looks like it's in the HOV lane. Everett to Seattle, a 40-minute drive. Everett to Bellevue, 26 minutes now. Lake Bridges still looking pretty good. Tacoma to Seattle is a 47-minute drive. And southbound I-5 is still pretty heavy as you head past Joint Base Lewis McChord. I'm Lori, KIRO Real-Time Traffic.
Congratulations to KIRO News Radio's Charlie Harger and digital content producer Patrick Janasek, nominated for a Northwest Emmy Award for investigative reporting.
It began with a question from the community. It seemed almost too stunning to be true.
KIRO News Radio is honored to be the only radio station nominated for the prestigious Emmy Award as part of our commitment to impactful storytelling across every platform, reaching into the communities we serve. On KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
You know, retirement is supposed to be a time of rest and relaxation. But every week I get calls from seniors who are stressed out because their cost of living keeps going up. They love their home and they want to stay in it, but they're struggling with rising property taxes, monthly bills, and monthly mortgage payments if they have one. Hi, I'm Steve Teitler, owner of Best Mortgage, a local family-owned company. I specialize in the reverse mortgage, which allows seniors to tap into your home equity for tax-free cash to pay off your mortgage, pay off debt, and maybe put some extra money in the bank. A reverse mortgage is a great option for some people, but it's not right for everyone. So give me a call and you'll talk directly to me in person or over the phone for honest advice you can trust. Search for Best Mortgage on the web or call us at 425-649-6000. You'll talk to me, not an AI robot. Best Mortgage, 425-649-6000.
At Guardian Roofing, Gutters, and Insulation, we make protecting your home simple and affordable. With flexible financing and 20-plus years of trusted service, you can count on lasting quality from Guardian. Visit GuardianRoofing.com today.
Families across Western Washington voted Aegis Living Best Senior Living Community, and Seniorly ranked them #1 in America. See why. Schedule a tour today at aegisliving.com/KIRO and get a special take-home gift. Aegis Living. This must be the place.
Home is more than a place to live. It's where the best of life unfolds, where possibility sparks, where community grows, where lives take shape. At the Master Builders Association of King and Snohomish Counties, that belief drives the work our builders, remodelers, and tradespeople do every day. Because when we build more homes, we're building so much more than housing. We're making room for what matters most. Learn more at roomforwhatmatters.com.
Hey Dad, have you heard the news from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services?
No, I haven't.
Eggs have climbed higher than ever on the new food pyramid. And that's great news for anyone who loves starting the day strong.
Well, at Wilcox Family Farms, we make it easy with our ready-to-eat hard-boiled eggs. They're a delicious, protein-packed snack you can grab on the go, now ranked higher than ever.
Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
2 years ago, my office launched a major media campaign to identify key witness to our client's bicycle accident, which we later settled for $10 million. Because when we accept a case, we don't rest until we do everything possible to improve our client's chance of recovery. We're one of only a few firms in the state with an in-house investigation team building our clients' cases. So when you hire Davis Law Group, you don't just get a dedicated and award-winning legal team. You get our commitment to better service and even better results. Request a free consultation today at 206-888-8888.
Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor. You visit urgent care over and over again. And it's always the same thing, right? Oh, I know. Let's try antibiotics and some nasal sprays. But they just keep coming back. You may suffer with chronic sinus infections. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure called the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic. Imagine a procedure so delicate there are no narcotics. Less cutting means less bleeding, so no packing, and no operating room. The Sinusoft procedure is designed for the clinic. If you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, and congestion, find out if the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic, is the solution for you. Call and set an appointment today. 206-388-2770. 206-388-2770. That's 206-388-2770.
Thanks for calling CM Heating.
Aren't you the company that gives away free furnaces?
That's us. Buy a qualifying high-efficiency cooling system and the furnace is free.
Wow.
Yeah, and our home comfort advisors are tax credit and rebate specialists, so they'll handle the rebate for you.
Go to CM Heating for better comfort, lower bills, and a free furnace you'll love for years. Get your free estimate for furnace replacement at cmheating.com. And remember, for furnaces, fireplaces, hot water, and total home comfort, including electrical,
there's no beating CM Heating. Golden Crest Metals helps investors understand how physical gold and silver can be held inside qualified retirement accounts without pressure or confusion. Our team brings decades of experience in precious metals and retirement planning with a focus on clear education, straightforward pricing, and a process designed to put clients first. Why do investors choose Golden Crest Metals? Experience, transparency, and a client-first approach. Tune into The Gold Show with Kenny Michaels every Saturday at 1 p.m.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. The Artemis II crew fast approaching Earth's atmosphere now.
Integrity traveling about 16,000 miles an hour.
Their space capsule set to splash down off the coast of San Diego next hour. CBS's Mark Strassman at the Johnson Space Center.
The capsule will go through 6 minutes of no contact as it makes its initial reentry. It'll be moving about 24,000 miles per hour. And that's when the heat shield that is at the bottom of the capsule really has to do its job. It's got to protect the 4 people living inside that capsule.
Lot of excitement right now at the Museum of Flights. KIRO 7 TV is there for a watch party, caught up with 9-year-old Sunny.
I'm most looking forward to seeing the splashdown. It's going to be probably pretty exciting for me. I've never seen anything like it.
Splashdown set for a little after 5 o'clock, 5:07 to be exact. A delegation of Iranian negotiators has arrived in Pakistan for peace talks with the U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance is also going there. CBS's Imtiaz Tayyab is already there in Islamabad.
I think we can guess the Strait of Hormuz will certainly be at the top of the agenda. Iran's nuclear program will be on that agenda. And, of course, Iran's ballistic missiles program and, very likely, its proxies around the region. These are very thorny issues and are going to be very complex.
If the ceasefire continues to hold, gas prices could go down, but not anytime soon, as we hear from CBS business analyst Jill Schlesinger.
Unfortunately for consumers, if the ceasefire holds, prices at the pump, they're not expected to start falling for another 2 or 3 weeks. As the old saying goes, prices at the pump go up on the elevator and come down by the stairs.
Sharpest monthly rise in gas prices in 60 years caused inflation to rise 3.3% in March compared to last year. Stretch of northbound I-5 near Bellingham is set to reopen next Thursday, nearly a month after a major landslide shut it down. Crews have spent weeks clearing debris, stabilizing the slope after tons of rock slid onto the freeway. WashDOT says all lanes between North Lake Samish Drive and Highway 11 should be open by 5 a.m. on Thursday. Now to your real-time traffic desk coming up on 4:33. Here's Lori.
Southbound I-5 at 54th and 5, we have a medical emergency blocking the HOV lane. I'm seeing a little slowdown as you approach the scene, but still just a 17-minute drive Federal Way to Tacoma. Everett to Seattle is about 40 minutes right now. Everett to Bellevue, 26 minutes. Lake Bridges, I'm keeping an eye on them because the Mariners in town might see some heavy traffic as we move later into the afternoon, but so far so good. And Tacoma to Seattle, a 47-minute drive. I'm Lori, KIRO Real-Time Traffic.
Thank you, Lori. Now to your forecast. Looking at cloudy skies tonight and again for tomorrow with some rain at times this weekend. Right now, 64 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
It starts on your street, in your home, with a problem you're struggling to solve. That's where KIRO 7 Investigates comes in. They show up, they ask hard questions, they get you answers. When your story is seen, change isn't just possible, it's already happening. Watch KIRO 7 News weeknights 5 to 6:30 p.m. and at KIRO7.com/investigates.
Well said, well read, although I feel like you're really kind of chewing the scenery on that one, Joe.
Yeah, I almost forgot to do it.
Oh, believe me, I know. I were worn out from yesterday's. Buggy. Missing it. Let's go. Buggy. Nope, I can't tell. This is jazz where they're just playing all the black keys. Little tip for you guys. If you ever you play the piano, just I play jazz. Hit every single black key all the time. Only the black keys. And it works. It does. All right. You know what? Screw you. I'll clean.
Say Buc-ee's.
Oh, Buc-ee's Auto Service Center, 16 locations, been around for 50 years. High outside ball 2. Mariners struggling now in the 3rd. Sorry, Aaron. Nope, not going to do that to Aaron. All right, people are like, what's the deal with the fox and the crabs? Okay, go, Joe.
We got a text from a wildlife officer in the 425. She says, "Hi there, friendly fish and wildlife officer here. It was for commercial crabbing since the recreational season is closed. It's not uncommon for fur farms to have a surplus of dead animals once the fur has been removed for processing.
Ooh.
Other types of crab bait have become very expensive and more restricted, such as cockle and horse clams. Bait is a huge expense for many commercial crab fishers right now, combined with the cost of diesel fuel. And that would explain why some of them were skinned."
You know what's interesting is when the story first broke that a whole bunch of dogs, we were like, oh my God. Immediately, think about the dogs, and they look like little German shepherds or they're mutts or something.
We were ready to hire a hitman.
And then it was like, oh, and they're missing their legs. And it was like, oh my God, that's awful. And then, oh, they were foxes. Oh, okay.
I was still upset about the foxes, not quite as upset, thinking that they had still been skinned.
Coyote, I'm like, let them go. I have a horrible story about the guy that intentionally ran over a fox, hit the fox with his wolf. Hit the, I don't know why I was thinking foxes. Hit the wolf with his snowmobile, and then he decides he's going to get some tape. He tapes the mouth shut, and then he takes the injured wolf to a saloon, to some bars. I think it was Montana, wasn't it? Or was it
Montana or
Idaho?
Montana sounds good.
Yeah. And it was carrying the thing around, and everybody's like, good for you there, Larry, whatever the guy's name is. So the nice thing is they caught the guy, and he's got to pay a whole bunch of money for that one. All right, now, because I didn't do the best job explaining the Tiresias, although I seem to get many of the facts together. Here it is, and you can use this at the parties, bring it up all the time, and when everybody you'll seem like you really know what you're talking about. My favorite blind prophet. Here we go.
Oh,
I sent it to you, Joe.
You also said it was too slow. Hang on.
No.
That's fine.
Okay, hold on one second. My favorite blind prophet.
It's desert parties, and in this video we're going into the history of the ancient Greek prophet Tiresias.
Okay, here we go.
The blind prophet, famous for his clairvoyance and once becoming a woman. On Mount Selene in the Peloponnese, as Tiresias came upon a pair of snakes having sex, he decided to hit them with a stick. This act displeased the goddess Hera, and she punished Tiresias by transforming him into a woman.
Should we help with, I mean, this is a little difficult to understand.
He's walking along, he sees these two snakes going at it. Then he decides, I'm going to hit him with a stick. Why not?
Right.
So he hits him with a stick. And then one of the other gods was upset by that. And it's like, okay, what's the greatest punishment I can give this guy? I'm going to turn him into a woman. Turns Tiresias into a woman. He lives as a woman for, I don't know how many years, whatever it is. Long enough.
Keep playing it?
Yeah, keep going.
As a woman, Tiresias became a priestess of Hera. She married and even had children who also had the gift of prophecy.
Okay.
After 7 years being a woman, on the 8th year, according to Ovid, he found the same pair of snakes and said, "If cudgeling you has the power to alter the sex of the person who deals you the wallop."
Okay, stop for a minute. So he comes across snakes again. Very lucky with coming across snakes. And he's like, if I hit you again, then if hitting snakes turns somebody into a woman, I'm not going to hit you with snakes. I'm not going to hit the snakes. Doesn't bother the snakes this time.
Right.
Okay, keep on.
With that, Tiresias promptly recovered the figure and bodily parts he was born with.
Then by not hitting the snakes that were getting it on, where are these snakes? He then all of a sudden turns back into a man again. Okay? This is good.
Yeah, okay.
As to how Tiresias became blind. The first most direct was that he was simply blinded by the gods for revealing their secrets.
Okay.
Another version, called the Bathing of Pallas, is where Tiresias was blinded by Athena after he stumbled onto her taking a bath naked. Tiresias' mother was a nymph of Athena and begged her to undo her curse, but the goddess could not. Instead, Athena cleaned his ears, giving him the ability to understand birdsong, therefore the gift of augury. In the last version, Zeus and Hera were arguing over who received more pleasure.
This is it.
Zeus saying that women do, and Hera saying men do.
Right.
As Tiresias had experienced both, the gods decided to make him the judge. Tiresias responded by saying, of 10 parts, a man enjoys one only, of course implying that Zeus is correct. This obviously angered Hera, and she instantly struck him blind for his impiety.
There we go. Okay. Who has more pleasure, the man or the woman? I think he says the man in that. But
no, he says the woman.
The woman, and Zeus is like, see, I told you.
Yep.
I've been telling you for years. The men have more pleasure.
Women.
I mean, the women. I've been telling you for years. I'm gonna say I'm Zeus. And then at that point, whatever her name is, struck him blind. Yeah. And there you go. Now you know. Whew. Oh my God! And we just gave birth. I took a lot out of me. I could eat a dead fox right now. All right, there's that one. You can tell that we had something else planned, and then we threw that in there, and it just blew up in our faces.
You got to test those videos before you send them to me.
Well, I didn't know the guy would have some accent from some country that's unidentified.
He's got 5 different versions. The first 4 were not
I know, Joe. KIRO 7 reminding everybody that...
We don't have time for that, do we?
Yeah, we do. Breaking down all the taxes that are paid in Washington State.
AAA tracked gas at $5.37 to end last week. Small gave us this breakdown of the cost from industry firm Opus. 55 cents of that is the state's gas tax. Another 18, that's the federal gas tax. There are some smaller taxes. Then there's the cap and trade through Washington's Climate Commitment Act. It fluctuates, but to end last week, it added another 55 cents for a total...
Good for you, everybody that voted for that thing. 55 plus 18 plus 55.
Of $1.37 added to each gallon of gas in Washington.
That's right. Good job. The Climate Commitment Act. And when you had a chance to say no, you said yes. I want to add anywhere between 40 and 55 cents on top of the gallons of gasoline in order to bring down the Earth's temperature by reducing the amount of CO2 in the state of Washington.
They didn't say it would be that much.
No, it's going to be pennies. And here's the amazing thing. Look at all of the politicians that are making money off this. They got it. They set it up. You fell for it. You voted for it. And there are a number of them. In fact, Inslee's out. I heard this yesterday. I haven't been able to verify yet. But they said that his speaking engagement fee is $50,000 to hear about how he was able to get the CCA and really helping everybody.
When people tell me this, it's just... sometimes they kind of tear up a little bit.
Yeah, they should.
Last month, Georgia's governor signed a bill suspending the state's gas tax for 60 days, with other states considering to follow suit.
No, not
we
Washington.
wanted to know what our leaders like Governor Ferguson are thinking. We first asked the governor weeks ago.
Well, have you given any consideration to a gas tax holiday?
Have I given any consideration to it? There's lots of things that are being considered.
And followed up several times last week. Seeing if there's any comment that Governor Ferguson has on either suspending the gas tax or any other relief for people, but no response.
Yeah.
Meantime, at the federal level, should the federal gas tax have a gas holidays?
I think we should federally start looking at a lot of solutions.
No, they haven't raised the federal gas tax in a long time. Here's why they don't do it. If they gave you a holiday and then all of a sudden the holiday was over, like on a Monday you come back from a holiday, all of a sudden you'd feel it. But because you are the bullfrog in the water and the water, they continue to heat it on up, they don't want to give you a break from it. That's why when they put the thing in place in 2023 and it started going up, news didn't say a thing. You didn't see any news organization say, wow, look at this guy's at the pump. And now all of a sudden he's paying all this additional 50 cents on the gallon of gas. And we were, I think, not number one. We were maybe 1 or 2 or 3. We're number 3. It was Hawaii and California. But anybody that voted for that thing, I hope you have trouble making ends meet.
Now, just as somebody who did vote for it.
Yeah. Joe.
It was supposed to be pennies.
I can't even look at you right now.
It was supposed to be pennies. They said it would be pennies. A couple pennies. That means less than 10.
No, you believed that the guys that are paying it, right? The gas and oil production folks, you believed that they were going to eat that?
No, I believed Inslee when he said pennies.
Here's Lori checking traffic. Lori?
Traffic is brought to you by D.R. Horton. Southbound I-5 at 54. Still have that medical emergency slowing you down approaching the scene. Federal Way to Tacoma now a 6-minute delay. Linwood to Seattle is at 25 minutes. Linwood to Bellevue just 18. Tacoma to Seattle, though, just under 50 minutes at 47. Still going very slow southbound I-5 past Joint Base Lewis McChord. D.R. Horton has new homes in communities across Puget Sound and Central Washington ready for you. Visit drhorton.com. America Builder, an equal housing opportunity. I'm Lori. KIRO Real-Time
Congratulations to KIRO News Radio's Charlie Harger and digital content producer Patrick Janasek, nominated for a Northwest Emmy Award for investigative reporting.
It began with a question from the community. It seemed almost too stunning to be true.
KIRO News Radio is honored to be the only radio station nominated for the prestigious Emmy Award as part of our commitment to impactful storytelling across every platform, reaching into the communities we serve on KIRO News Radio. 97.3 FM.
When the dollar's convertibility into gold ended in 1971, gold was fixed at $35 an ounce. Fast forward to today, and the U.S. dollar has lost over 85% of its purchasing power. Meanwhile, gold has increased in value by over 12,000%. Central banks are buying gold at record levels. Major firms are holding significant positions in gold. And I choose to buy gold from Birch Gold Group. It's Dan Bongino, and it all starts with education. Birch Gold just announced their Learn and Earn Precious Metals event. This free online event rewards you for learning the basics of investing in precious metals. Sign up to get free silver on your next purchase if you qualify. And you can get even larger incentives as you go. The more you learn, the more you can earn. But act now. This special event only runs through April 30th. So text my name, Dan, to the number 989898 to join Birch Gold's Learn and Earn Precious Metals event by April 30th. Text Dan to 989898 today. Message and data rates may apply.
Hartley here from Wilcox Farms. For over 100 years, my family's been committed to doing what's right. At Wilcox Family Farms, that means caring for our hens with healthy pasture environments and a diet of organic grains and flax seeds. It's how we produce eggs that are wholesome, flavorful, and good for you. Next time you're at an egg case in your local store, we hope you feel good about choosing Wilcox eggs. Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
Rev up your life at America's Car Museum. Perfect for all ages. It's more than a museum. It's an experience. If you loved Ford versus Ferrari, see the real machines in the birth of the American supercar. Curated by Steve Saleen. Featuring legendary Shelby Cobras and GT40s. Enjoy cruise-ins, drive-ins under the stars, and next-generation race simulators. Grab the family, invite friends, and accelerate the heart rate of fun and learning. Plan your visit today at americascarmuseum.org.
Nick, you know what's a great thing about going to Longevity Medical Clinic as a couple?
Oh, I absolutely do. When they tell you to do something, you actually do it.
Right. And the same thing with you. When they tell you to do it, because for some reason, when I tell you to do it, you're like, whoa.
I just walk away and roll my eyes.
Exactly. But the great thing about Longevity Medical Clinic, the doctors there know, because we do the blood draw and they look and they can see, they know, they hold us accountable.
Yeah, when I'm under pressure and I know I'm coming in, I know I have to work the program.
Right. Plus, we also want to hold each other accountable for how we take care of ourselves because, you know, we want to have a long, healthy, happy life.
I know. I want every day to torture you as long as I possibly can.
Well, I look forward to it. Here's the great thing about Longevity Medical Clinic. They're working with you. They're holding you accountable because they want you to have a long, healthy, happy life. I was a patient at Longevity long before I started doing these commercials. So get your free health analysis. Go to lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day?
Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
All right, folks. As we approach Liberty Island, you'll see the iconic Statue of Liberty, standing tall at over 300 feet. The torch in her hand symbolizes a beacon of hope that's held up by her very wavy arm.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. It's proven to slow GA progression and could preserve your remaining vision for longer, so you can keep seeing the world around you. Don't take Izervay if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't wait for your vision changes to progress. Ask your retina specialist about Izervay today. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Ever wonder how much energy it takes to power your life? Streaming shows, running appliances, even using AI to plan your next trip?
A lot, and it's growing fast.
So we need more energy, and it has to be clean and reliable.
Exactly. That's why Energy Northwest is exploring new ways to keep power flowing sustainably to meet the rising demand.
All this new technology is exciting, but we need the energy to keep up.
And Energy Northwest is making it happen.
Where do I learn more?
Energy-Northwest.com.
Energy Northwest, powering our clean energy future.
A little bit of Boz Scaggs, Silk Degrees. When I was joining the Columbia House of Records and Tapes, it was like, oh, I don't know, I got 17 more to choose. I was like, oh, I take this one. You know this one?
I don't know what you're talking about, John.
That's what the song is. Boz Scaggs from Silk Degrees.
Silk Degrees
is the name of the album. Let me know when we're back on the air. We don't want a bit going over the air.
I gotta find Silk Degrees first.
Doodle doo doo, doodle down. 5:07. The schedule is the splashdown for Artemis, coming down at 24,500 miles per hour. Holy moly! They're going to do this thing called a skip maneuver, which is they sort of bounce back and forth up off of the atmosphere in order to take down some of the heat. The heat is expected to be at 5,000 degrees as it's coming in, again, scheduled at 5:07. Godspeed as they make their way, because this would not make me feel very good. Before they went up, there were news stories that part of the heat shield was the concern that they had for this thing.
Oy.
Yeah. So at 5:07, that's the scheduled time to come down somewhere near San Diego, I assume. Is that where they're coming in from? Yeah. Okay. A successful mission. I heard it was really interesting. One of the, I guess Artemis, not the crew necessarily, but somebody who was on the ground. So why was it important? You could send a rover up there. You could have that thing fly around, take the pictures. And the guy said, I think it's important to send a human being in order to see with your own eyes, because it connects us and the human element as opposed to just sending some machine up there to see it. Because, well, a human being sees it, it helps to ignite the passion for exploration and space. Because, again, you're risking something.
Yeah.
You're willing to get into this rocket and fly up there and then go into the dark side of the moon. They were able to take photos, and hopefully whatever they were able to find is advantageous for further explorations into space.
Scouting a base spot, I believe.
Yep, in order to eventually do some mining up there. I saw somebody giving them a hard time. I forget some who wrote this thing. We don't need to go to the moon. We got to get to Mars. Let's get to Mars, everybody. Like, give the guy some credit. They're going to, at least they're going to the moon.
Well, this is in order to get to Mars, they need a refueling station on the moon.
A transfer station.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. You stop there. Then you're supposed to pay your transfer to get over there. But just like at Sound Transit, people just skip that part. By the way, ask Sully, are people paying to get on the train to go across the I-90? And he's like, they're still having trouble paying their fare. They can't quite figure that part of it out. So they've been able to build a bridge across a floating, build a train track over a floating bridge, billions of dollars, billions plus delayed, but still haven't quite figured out how to get people to pay.
Turnstile.
When they get on it. Don't worry about that. Here comes Lori checking traffic. Lori.
We still have this collision in Fife. It's southbound I-5 at 54th. I'm not seeing much of a backup anymore as you approach the scene. Federal Way to Tacoma, about a 6-minute delay. If you're heading into Seattle from Linwood, that's 25 minutes. And from Linwood to Bellevue, that's still an 18-minute drive. And from Tacoma all the way into Seattle, you're looking at 47 minutes. I'm Lori, KIRO Real-Time Traffic.
Congratulations to KIRO News Radio's Charlie Harger and digital content producer Patrick Janasek, nominated for a Northwest Emmy Award for investigative reporting.
It began with a question from the community. It seemed almost too stunning to be true.
KIRO News Radio is honored to be the only radio station nominated for the prestigious Emmy Award as part of our commitment to impactful storytelling across every platform, reaching into the communities we serve on KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
I'm waiting for mortgage rates to come down. You know, I hear that every week, and even though rates are a little higher than I'd like, VA loan rates have come down low enough that some people are saving hundreds of dollars per month simply by consolidating their bills into one VA cash-out refinance. Hi, I'm Steve Teitler, owner of Best Mortgage, a local family-owned company, the VA loan experts for 34 years. We love helping our veterans save money. One of our VA clients saved more than $1,200 per month. We can also help you buy a home with no money down. The VA loan program is a fantastic deal that you have earned. Give us a call and we'll discuss your VA loan options with honest advice you can trust. And we do conventional loans too. Search the web for Best Mortgage or call 425-649-6000. You'll talk to a real person, never an AI robot. Best Mortgage, 425.
To handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Help DEA keep our communities safe and healthy by participating in National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, Saturday, April 25th. Take action right in your own home by cleaning out your medicine cabinet of unneeded medications. Keep them safe, clean them out, take them back. Find a collection site near you at DEATakeback.com. Do your part to lower overdose deaths and prevent prescription drug misuse before it starts. That's DEATakeback.com.
Have something to say? We'd love to hear it. Text KIRO News Radio at 888-973-KIRO. That's 888-973-5476. Powered by Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
Brock Ewart here with my buddy Shannon O'Kelly from IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. Shannon, we met about a decade ago when you came into the studio, and at that point, IRG was humming, but you were not 40 locations strong all over the neighborhood. How have you done this and why?
Number one, Brock, great people. Our strength here at IRG is our people. Secondly, we are a company that has a culture of giving back and taking care of our patients, taking care of our team, and thirdly, taking care of our community. We want to be your family physical therapist. More importantly, we want to be your family's neighborhood physical therapist. We want you to come in, have a great experience, and get better and get out there and be pain-free and function.
Take care of your friends. Taking care of your neighbors, taking care of your community, and taking care of Western Washington. With over 40 locations now, that's exactly what IRG Physical and Hand Therapy is doing. Find them in person, find them online at irgpt.com. That's irgpt.com.
I'm Bradley Johnson with 1-800-DUI-AWAY, and I want to talk to you about baseball. It's game day. The stadium roof is open. Our club's putting up a fight. They're cold brews in hand. But outside, the police are getting ready to spot fans trying to steal their home base. You're out! Maybe the night threw you a curveball. An officer made an error. Or perhaps the bases weren't the only thing loaded. At 1-800-DUI-AWAY, we know it's not 3 strikes, it's 1 strike. And you're facing the Grand Slammer. 1-800-DUI-AWAY is here to help, even if we have to go into overtime. So call 1-800-DUI-AWAY. Or go to 1-800-DUIAWAY.com to set up your free private consultation. When you're on defense, it's full count, bottom of the ninth. You want your closing pitcher on the mound. 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
1-800-DUI-AWAY. Voted best of Western Washington. Ranked #1 senior living community in America. Aegis Living, Washington's most luxurious assisted living and memory care. Schedule a tour today at aegisliving.com/KIRO and get a special take-home gift. Aegis Living. This must be the place.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour. Your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. The Artemis II crew crosses into the atmosphere with splashdown off the coast of San Diego in a few minutes.
I'm Peter King at the Kennedy Space Center. As Artemis II hits the lower atmosphere, it slows down quickly from 9,000 miles per hour to about 332. A series of parachutes will bring that rate of descent to 130, then just 19 miles per hour at splashdown. Recovery crews will attach a raft to the side of the spacecraft. The astronauts will power down their ship, then come out onto that raft one by one. They'll be taken to the recovery ship John A. Murtha for medical exams, phone calls with families. They have the option of spending the night on the ship or being flown to San Diego. Peter King, CBS News at the Kennedy Space Center.
U.S. and Iranian negotiators meet in Islamabad tomorrow for high-stakes negotiations amid a fragile truce. CBS's Ed O'Keefe explains.
Reopening the Strait of Hormuz remains a top Trump concern.
We will have that open fairly soon.
At least 12 ships passed through the waterway Wednesday and Thursday, down sharply from roughly 130 per day before the war.
A State Department official tells CBS News that Israeli and Lebanese representatives are expected to meet in Washington next week. Inflation ran hot in March due to higher energy costs tied to the war with Iran. CBS's Jolene Kent reports.
If the Strait of Hormuz does reopen, the White House is promising that you will see relief at the pump. But the U.S. Energy Information Administration says even if it's completely reopened, prices could continue to go higher, meaning that these sticker shock of price could remain higher for longer.
A former staffer for Democratic Congressman Eric Swalwell, who's running for California governor, tells the San Francisco Chronicle that he sexually assaulted her. Congressman Swalwell, in a statement, calls the allegations false and says he will defend himself with the facts and, where necessary, bring legal action. A spokesperson for House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffrey says these are very serious allegations that require a serious and thorough investigation. A major medical trial gives promise of a longer life for those with ovarian cancer. Reporter Brad Gibson.
There's new hope for women with one of the most aggressive forms of ovarian cancer. A study in The Lancet found the drug Recalorient lowered the risk of death by 35%, and women lived on average 4 months longer. Researcher Elena Giudici.
That means that 4 months is 1/3 more life for this patient compared to another drug.
For a condition where survival is often just a year, researchers say the gains are meaningful and with less side effects during chemotherapy.
This is CBS News.
What is going on?
What's going on here? How is this possible? Great storytelling starts here.
Oh, come on.
Why? It's time for 60 Minutes.
We are minutes away from Artemis II splashdown. We'll have live coverage, but first we go to the traffic desk with Lori.
Traffic is brought to you by Seattle Sports. Linwood to Seattle, 25 minutes. Linwood to Bellevue is 18 minutes. And Federal Way to Seattle now, 33 minutes, which is about a 5-minute slowdown. We are seeing a heavy drive right now on 18 as you head eastbound from I-5 to about 167 is where it finally lets up. Northbound I-5 into Bellingham, that's closed through the 16th of April. I'm Lori. Downtown, download the Seattle Sports app and stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite teams. I'm Lori, KIRO Real-Time Traffic.
Thank you, Lori. Appreciate that. So the 10-day mission of Artemis is now safely coming to an end as it begins to finally get into position to have the first parachute deployed. That'll be at 22,000 feet to slow down the capsule. Here comes the first three come out as well. That is the main one. We'll take it over to Artemis crew.
And Houston, we're visual 2 drogues out the window.
2 good drogue shoots. Next up.
We copy. We see them.
Next up, the deployment of pilot parachutes that will pull the main chutes out. Time to splash down 3 minutes and 10 seconds.
It began the descent falling at 22,000 miles an hour. And there's the second chute.
Perfect descent rate according to flight dynamics.
Good rates on 2 drogues.
They'll slow the
we see the same on board.
There we go. Slowing the capsule down to about 100 and some miles an hour. The big concern was the heat shields. Everything seems to be working fine. Yeah. Astronauts experience about 3.9 Gs.
Passing through 10,000 feet. Still on drogues.
Drogues are the 2 parachutes that first came out. Holding it back. Coming in. Releasing. There's the reefing of those 2, and then the last few that are coming out now. This is the bigger
main
parachute.
Chute deploy.
The main chute.
We're at 5,000 feet.
It was actually a little tricky move. They had to have the first 2 reef away.
Search and recovery beacon has been activated on integrity. And we have 3 good main chutes.
3 gigantic red and white
Good 3
chutes.
main chutes, good reefing, good descent rate.
Good rates, and we see 3 good-looking parachutes.
Wind not a factor, as those chutes are enormous to slow down the craft.
Integrity. Cabin pressure indicates no need for hydrazine checks.
Integrity copies.
Boy, the engineers that send them up there must
This is a perfect descent for integrity. Its crew sounding hale and hearty on board. Time to splash down 1 minute, 15 seconds.
Please return your seats to full upright position. Anything larger than your iPhone, please store that.
Well, they are right on time, too. 5:07.
It was like we planned it.
Yeah, that's right.
Integrity about to complete a journey spanning 694,481 miles from its launch from the Kennedy Space Center back on April 1st, and a trip around the moon.
I know it's radio, we're not saying anything, but we're just all stunned by these photos. As the images of it really almost moving in slow motion on those giant parachutes coming down, passing through the clouds. I don't see the exact distance of where they are, but they had quite the journey.
They're shooting off little positional boosters.
Thank you, Joe. Little positional boosters being fired off.
Passing through 1,000 feet.
400,000 miles. That is a lot of miles. I'm sure they're going to be able to go back to the moon with all those miles. 400,000 miles on Delta will get you from here to, I think, Oakland.
Nice.
Yep. The little extra boosters that just sort of help position the capsules that's coming in. It's nice that the people at CBS are just remaining totally silent.
This isn't CBS.
This is Mission Control.
Some music would be nice under this,
you know.
or somebody chit-chatting. Why don't they keep talking?
Houston, integrity. Splashdown, sending post-landing command now.
They're in.
Splashdown confirmed.
Copy splashdown. Waiting on VLDR.
Nice.
Splashdown confirmed at 7:07 p.m. Central Time, 5:07 p.m. Pacific Time.
Right on time. Isn't that crazy?
From the pages of Jules Verne to a modern-day mission to the moon, a new chapter of the exploration of our celestial neighbor is complete. Integrity's astronauts back on Earth.
There they are.
Nice.
The chutes now gently falling into the water, and we go to Jim Nance. Hello, friends. Hello, friends.
And the landing and support officer reports the vehicle is stable 1. We still will be deploying the crew module uprighting system to maintain that orientation. A perfect bullseye splashdown for Integrity and its 4 astronauts.
Wonder which one of the astronauts is going to be like, oh, we have to get up now, and we're going to get our luggage, clogging up the aisles. There we go. Wow, what a story they had to tell. And that was a perfectly timed and perfectly orchestrated touchdown for the crew. Just as they said, 5:07. They're like, yeah, we're going to land at 5:07. That is utterly amazing. But I guess when you have that type of technology and the engineers so dedicated to this, they can pretty much pinpoint it. Which I'd rather have an engineer say that than like, oh, anywhere between 4 and 6.
The unofficial splashdown time, 7:07 and 47 seconds p.m. Central Time. We'll get that refined for you.
Oh, yeah.
That would put the end of the mission at a mission elapsed time of 9 days, 1 hour, 31 minutes, 35 seconds.
Wow.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
So cool.
What were some of the bets online for that kind of thing? Did anybody say we'd land
on
right at the right
and
time?
We're configuring for very low
The
data
prediction
rate.
markets.
Yeah. They then will take
Once again, splashdown occurring in the Pacific, southwest of San Diego at 7:07 and 47 seconds p.m.
Integrity Houston, comm check on VLDR.
Aircraft carrier or just a cargo ship?
Houston, we have you loud and clear on VLDR. How else?
There they are.
We have you the same. We'll meet you over in post-landing.
I mean, if you want
Perfect communications established.
A journey. We are stable 1, 4 green crew members.
Houston copies all.
Wow.
Reed Wiseman reporting 4 green crew members. That is not their complexion. That is the fact that they're in great condition. That's what that means.
Oh, I wasn't sure.
So stable 1, upright. The crew module uprighting system is being deployed. The 5 airbags being inflated through helium to maintain the upright configuration for the vehicle. This was a textbook entry and a textbook touchdown for Integrity. Reed Wiseman, Victor Glover, Christina Cook, and Jeremy Hansen back on Earth after a journey around the moon.
In dire need of a toilet, Artemis lands at Buc-ee's.
They just went farther than any human has ever been. It's remarkable.
Yeah, it reminds me of being a kid again.
Mm-hmm.
It does.
Well, I mean, I wasn't alive for the Apollo missions.
Show off.
I'm just saying. I mean, this is, I've only read and seen the coverage from, Cronkite and whatnot, but seeing this, it gives me goosebumps. It's amazing.
Now you wonder, when are they going to go again?
28. I believe they're another mission.
Okay.
To bit the landers on the moon, and then they hope to send humans up there, I believe, by 2030.
I think those were humans that went up there.
Well, landing on the moon.
I was going to say, wow, you buried the headline there.
To actually set up a base there.
Okay. Have we heard from the president? Seriously, has he tweeted anything out? Or, no?
I don't think so. I don't know.
That's the greatest anyone's ever seen, or no one's seen anything greater than that?
He's having a busy day, but let me check.
Yeah, perfect landing there. And they get him out, they give a health check for all of them. The long-term effects of the human body in zero gravity, they've seen all sorts of just bizarre things that, of course, they would never imagine before. The shape of the eye changes a little bit. Of course, there's a muscle deterioration, and all of these adjustments they have to make if they want to have any long period of time up there in outer space. So the good news is we were able to get up there sooner because China wants to launch, and they want to do the exact same thing. And their plan was in August, a similar flight. And it was important for, again, just as the space race, which happened so many years ago with Russia, we wanted to beat them to it, and we did. So hopefully they learned something from our success. And if they do decide to take the journey, that all of them remain safe, as it appears the 4 members of Artemis are as well. Yes. Anything from the president?
No. The last thing he tweeted was a rendering of his ark, the triumphal ark.
And then I believe at this point, Alex Jones is saying none of this is real. This is all happening in a studio. No, only kidding. No, that is truly the Pacific Ocean, and those guys have made the trip. So all those people that think this stuff is not real. I mean, how do you explain this one? Huh?
They somehow
they'll say something about the blackout, I'm sure.
They got past the Van Allen belt.
Okay, right, and the Earth being flat. By the way, I'm going to be having dinner with over at Lash's Thai restaurant tonight, and I'm sure he's going to be telling me that the whole thing's fake. You know, a little fake, the whole fake. That you really believe the Earth is like, yeah, it's all round. I'm like, yeah, it's round.
That's right.
There we go. So good news for everybody. Nicely done.
Right.
Way to go, crew. Way to bring them in.
Still haven't seen him get out of the capsule, though. I know we've heard from them, but they're still.
They got to pick him up.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
I want to see him though.
It's so strange. I remember when we were kids watching it when the nuns would roll the giant TV into the classroom. We're all in there watching it, and it's so weird. I don't know. It was 1960. What was the year? 69. Yeah. And as a kid, I still remember this moment. The nuns were all standing there watching. We're all watching, and you know, they really pressed upon us why this was such a big deal. And when they came up with the little inflatable boat next to them and they pull the hatch open as the guys were getting out, the one nun said, I think that's terrible that they didn't shave ahead of time. As a kid, I remember that so clearly because, you know, they were climbing out of there. They'd been up there and they had a little bit of a, 5 o'clock shadow or something. Yeah. And the one, I think you're right, sister. That's terrible that they didn't get a chance to shave.
These were your teachers?
These were the nuns
that taught you.
And here I am. What, like I'm 63. I don't look it, but that was impressed upon me. I remember like thinking, oh yeah, okay, I guess that's the fact that they flew up to the moon, came back, and they didn't shave. That's the thing that two nuns remember. They were commenting on. They thought it was so disrespectful that they didn't, because, people didn't appear without, it was a big deal that Nixon, had the 5 o'clock shadow when he was debating Kennedy.
Yeah, but they don't have a mirror and shaving cream. I don't care, Sister
Rose.
They don't
I think I saw them pretty clean shaven yesterday, though, during yesterday's
good. See that?
I think they have been
went
shaving.
to Catholic school.
Well, I don't know. I didn't even think about it, but I think they were clean shaven yesterday. Victor Glover and the others.
I mean, because they have to be. They can't have anything.
It's not that important. It's just a passing comment.
Sure.
No, but I mean, we got to think about this because if you shave, they would have to have a vacuum on their face that sucked up all the hair,
the whiskers.
Otherwise, it's going to get into the.
I'm sure they've got something to figure that out.
I don't know if they would waste space on
shaving really?
vacuum.
You think people on CBS News are talking about this? What do they have? What are they chatting about? See if they're talking about shaving.
You want the TV feed?
Yeah, give the TV. What are they saying? I mean, a lot of these astronauts.
Those Navy divers who are also medical doctors are going to climb onto that raft. They're going to open the capsule, and they're going to go inside the capsule
and shave them
to check on those astronauts, make sure they're okay, and then they're going to start moving forward with the mission to get them out. We've got 4 helicopters circling overhead right now, 2 for imagery and 2 to transport astronauts. Now, the order in which they are going to leave the capsule has already been decided. We're not sure what it is. We're not privy to that, but here's what's going to happen. Yeah. They're going to hoist them up with helicopters, and they're going to bring them back over to the ship, and then they're going to start a barrage of medical tests. We're talking about saliva samples, blood tests, motor tests, cognitive tests, and those are going to be going on for the next few hours just to see how this space flight over the last 10 days in this microgravity environment has impacted these astronauts.
Sounds like going to my mother-in-law's house.
The cognitive tests
and everything else.
On the ship if they want. They could stay there for the night if they want, but more likely they're going to bring them back here to North Island Naval Station by helicopter. They could potentially spend the night here in San Diego at a hotel before they move on to Houston and reunite with their families.
They have a choice.
All right, well, chivalry is not dead, so I want to see astronaut Cook come off first. Ladies first. I want to turn to you now, to Rob Marciano, who has a special update for us. So excited about this one.
Well, it's a follow-up story, as we say in the news business. So last week this guy was very in love with There's a lot of young, aspiring astronauts as well outside the Kennedy Space Center.
Yeah,
we got to speak with one young future astronaut.
Does he drop the F-bomb?
I'm so obsessed with space, so I'll see Orion launch from ground to sky, so it'll be totally exciting.
Nice. Well, Commander Jack instantly launched to superstar status after that, as you can imagine. So we're bringing him back. There he is with Mom and Dad.
Hey.
Whatever. You're leaving us in the dust here. Hey, what'd you take up in school? I took up space.
Because I know it was not quite as white by the end of the launch.
That's a joke, Andrew. If I have to say it's a joke,
we need to get a news space.
I love it. Get yourself an orange one. That's the
Here we
key
go.
on launch
Let's
and landing. All right, Jack. You just witnessed your first splashdown.
Back to the kid
What
again.
are you feeling
Make
right
the
now?
kid feel 5 minutes.
Were you nervous when we didn't hear from the astronauts for that 6-minute blackout period?
Not yes or no questions.
No, you knew. You're just like the astronauts on set here. They just don't get nervous. I think you're built for this stuff. So after everything that you've seen, you saw the launch with mom and dad and your sister and with me, and you've been watching it, I'm sure, throughout the week when you're not at school. Do you still want to be an astronaut after all this?
Not yes or no questions to a kid.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the right answer, Jack. That's the right answer. Look, I know it's past your bedtime, so I don't expect you to be as excited as you were the other afternoon.
Yeah.
But I know that you have been wanting to ask the astronaut team a question. Why don't you share that with us if you were to be speaking to the astronauts right now?
Yeah, what did you want to tell them?
What you want to tell them?
What do you want to tell Artemis crew?
I don't want to talk.
You said you wanted to thank them for something.
I did not.
Thank you for sending pictures to the world.
Thank you. I think we're all saying thank you. Those pictures were absolutely stunning.
Sam.
Jack, do you have a favorite picture? Was it one of the moon itself? Was it the one with the moon and the Earth, or the one with the Earth so far away it looks so tiny? What was your favorite?
Oh God.
Say it loud.
It was like the one which had the word Mars on it, and it was pointing at it too.
So our favorite picture was the eclipse, where you could see Mars in the background.
Oh yeah.
And we showed him where one was labeled so that you could see that it was Mars.
Well,
so that
Jack,
was our favorite
you've got great
picture.
taste in photos.
Yeah, that was so good.
There you go.
There you
I think
go.
you could see Saturn on that one.
Yeah,
all the stars.
sure.
That was amazing.
Well,
Hey,
Jack, are you going to have something special to eat for dinner tonight or for tomorrow? Maybe some cake or candy? You like candy and pizza?
All right, Jack, Lauren, Matt, thank you so much. Good luck to you, Jack. We expect you to be on a rocket here sometime in the near future. Study hard and get yourself through school. You're a fine young man. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Bye, Jack. Yeah, I think we can all agree Jack is going far in life.
Really? You just cursed him the rest of his life. Here's what happens, folks. Some producer, I'm going to assume in their late 20s, comes up with the idea the kid is really cute, so we'll go to you. You'll fill 6 minutes with Jack. He's really funny. We've told him all the questions ahead of time. His mom and dad are going to be there. So just go there and just milk the hell out of that kid. And then we'll throw it back to a 2-shot, and then from there we'll throw to something else, right? So that poor guy had the job of, lifting the anvil, which is talking to a kid at 8 o'clock at night and asking yes and no questions.
And the kid went mute on it.
Oh, that's the worst. Well, Jack, I can see you're so excited. Now your mom and dad are there as well. You got your special pajamas on or something? You going to bed late? Now what's it going to be like on Monday when you go to school? Ugh. Anything else?
We continue
Keep
to
ripping on CBS.
launch our coverage of Artemis 2's return to Earth.
Commercial break.
Let's take a break now and talk about Tiresias, the blind prophet. Good times.
Hey, that was fun, though.
That was cool. Good. Hey.
Good for us.
Way to go, America. There we go.
Yes.
Yes. Nicely done. All right. Everybody's happy about that. All right. Good. Let's check back in with Jack. Jack is going to bed. Let's talk in with Lori. Checking traffic, Lori.
Yeah, Jack's going to do traffic. It's brought to you by D.R. Horton. Linwood to Seattle, still looking at 25 minutes. It's getting pretty thick now, both directions of I-5 into Seattle. Your Lake Bridge is still looking pretty well. Federal Way to Seattle, a 33-minute drive, still looking about a 5-minute slowdown. And you are going to see some slowing southbound I-5 as you head past Joint Base Lewis McChord. 167, pretty solid from Auburn all the way into Sumner. Brought to you by D.R. Horton. I'm Lori, KIRO Real-Time Traffic.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You need a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. Switch today. Get started with a great offer as low as $60 a month. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Offer ends 6/1/26. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet and security edge. 1-year agreement, eco-bill, and autopay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Spring is a season homeowners start improving their homes. Hi, Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. If your home needs roofing, siding, new windows, gutters, or decking, our team can take care of it all. For a limited time, save up to $3,000 on a new roof, siding, deck, or windows project. Planning multiple upgrades? Combine your projects and save even more. Or with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest up to 24 months. You can start your project now and pay later. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
Welcome to this week's Puget Sound Express Whale Report. According to Puget Sound Express naturalists, the Salish Sea is buzzing right now with Bigg's orcas. These apex predators are on the prowl for seals, sea lions, and porpoises. In the past week alone, tours observed more than 6 different orca families in action. Also, migrating sounder gray whales have been feeding in social groupings near Whidbey Island before resuming their journey to Alaska. Plus, humpback whales are starting to arrive as well. Family-run Puget Sound Express offers daily guaranteed whale-watching tours departing from Edmonds. These half-day tours are Seattle's most popular and well-reviewed whale tours. Puget Sound Express also offers tours out of beautiful Port Townsend on the Olympic Peninsula. Orcas, gray whales, humpbacks, and so much more. Don't miss out on your chance to see whales in the wild. Family-run Puget Sound Express guarantees you'll see whales or your next trip is absolutely free. Book online at PugetSoundExpress.com.
Whether you've done some preparation already or you're just beginning to plan for your retirement, it's never too late to make sure you have everything covered. Elder law attorney Rajiv Nagayich joins me. You have an opportunity coming soon that will help answer some important questions, don't you?
We do. And every month we take 3 or 4 opportunities to go to the communities and educate people about what proper retirement planning is. The notion of retirement planning around having a hodgepodge plan, working with a financial planner, a lawyer, a CPA, a doctor, those pieces by themselves are not going to give you the results you want in retirement.
And you and the LifePoint Law team want to teach us about the Safe Harbor Trust?
They do. The single biggest financial threat in retirement is an uncovered medical illness. A Safe Harbor Trust, it should be a must in most of these estates, but is not.
Be a part of the next seminars in Olympia on April 9th or Federal Way on April 11th. Attendance is free, and the information will save you thousands. Sign up now at lifepointlaw.com. That's lifepointlaw.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
All right, folks. As we approach Liberty Island, you'll see the iconic Statue of Liberty, standing tall at over 300 feet. The torch in her hand symbolizes a beacon of hope that's held up by her very wavy arm.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. It's proven to slow GA progression and could preserve your remaining vision for longer, so you can keep seeing the world around you. Don't take Izervay if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't wait for your vision changes to progress. Ask your retina specialist about Izervay today. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
If you're hurt in a car accident, call Harold Car Law Offices right away. They'll save you time and get you more money from insurance while you're able to focus on recovering. Visit carlaw.com. 2 R's in car. Car accident? Call CAR.
Hey, Brock Heward here with Shannon O'Kelly, President and CEO of IRG Physical and Hand Therapy, inviting you to come work with IRG. And Shannon, what kind of staff are you looking for at IRG?
Brock, we're looking for all kinds of clinical staff, physical therapists, occupational therapists, athletic trainers, certified occupational therapy technicians, physical therapy assistants, you name it on the clinical side. We are looking for those folks. But we are really looking for folks that want to come to an organization that want to be part of our culture and change the culture and work with us to provide the best care and service we can to our patients, our team, and our community. So those clinical people out there, we're looking for you. We also provide advanced certification. We want to provide you mentorship. We want you to grow personally and professionally here at IRG.
With over 40 clinics throughout the Pacific Northwest, you've got the opportunity to work in the city you want. Just head over to irgpt.com/careers. That's irgpt.com/careers.
Progressive knows life takes you in many directions.
Bear right at exit 32, then begin to wonder why you never bought a fish tank. In 1.3 miles, you'll realize you've been mispronouncing epitome your whole life. At the roundabout, you will remember you said something at dinner you wish you hadn't and will think about it for decades. You have arrived at your destination, but it turns out there really is no destination and life just keeps going.
Wherever life takes you, protect your home and auto with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Taxes was waiting on the refund you needed yesterday.
All right, your car repair is going to run about $3,000. Ugh.
Now Taxes is getting back on the road with TurboTax and Credit Karma, where you can get your refund up to 5 days faster and get personalized guidance to take every dollar further. Now this is Taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Deposit a federal refund into Credit Karma Money account and early submission of refund data by IRS required. Terms apply. Banking services provided by MVB Bank, Inc. Member FDIC. Credit Karma is not a bank.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Successful splashdown in the Pacific Ocean. Artemis II crew just concluded its historic round trip around the moon. CBS News has the latest.
CBS News special report after re-entering the Earth's atmosphere and a short communications blackout between the Orion and Mission Control. Good news.
Integrity, Houston, ComCheck, post-blackout.
Houston, Integrity, we have you loud and clear.
To slow down the Orion.
Good 3 main chutes, good reefing, good descent rate.
Good rates, and we see 3 good-looking parachutes.
And the much-awaited moment.
Houston, Integrity, splashdown, sending post-landing command now.
Splashdown confirmed.
Copy splashdown, waiting on VLDR.
The Artemis II splashdown in the Pacific Ocean near San Diego right on time.
From the pages of Jules Verne to a modern-day mission to the moon, a new chapter of the exploration of our celestial neighbor is complete. Integrity's astronauts back on Earth.
Next, Navy divers are waiting for the capsule to cool off before going inside to check on the 4 astronauts. CBS News Special Report, I'm Jennifer Kuiper.
And I'm Aaron Granillo. It was all smiles at the Museum of Flight in Seattle where there was a big watch party for the splashdown. Bob tells KIRO 7 TV he was also there for last week's launch party.
And I had to come back. I got an email from the museum yesterday asking me if I wanted to come back and see the splashdown. I couldn't turn it down. It's the most exciting thing I've ever seen in my life.
9-year-old Sunny was also there.
And after 50 years, no one going to the moon, it just seems pretty exciting.
CBS News space consultant Bill Harwood says the Artemis program is just getting started.
The Artemis moon program right now, the plan calls for a flight next year,
to test docking and rendezvous procedures with moon landers in Earth orbit. Those landers are being built by SpaceX and Blue Origin. If they get that worked out in 2028, NASA wants to land one mission, if not two missions on the moon.
The latest status update from NASA says this Artemis 2 crew is in excellent shape. Takes us to 5:33 now. We have Lori at the real-time traffic desk.
Traffic is brought to you by D.R. Horton. Linwood to Seattle, now you're looking at 28 minutes. Same with Everett to Bellevue, 28. Federal Way to Seattle, just under a half an hour at 29 minutes. Pretty slow southbound 5 past Joint Base Lewis McChord and 167 southbound from Renton all the way into Sumner. We are seeing a slowdown on 522 heading into Monroe and US 2 all the way through Monroe. D.R. Horton has new homes in communities across Puget Sound and Central Washington ready for you. Visit drhorton.com, America Builder, an equal opportunity builder. I'm Lori, KIRO Real-Time Traffic.
Thank you, Lori. Now to your forecast. Cloudy right now, rain tomorrow, and some showers again on Sunday. Right now, 66 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All righty, Teeny. Please wake up. She's unconscious. Spin the giant wheel. The Wilcox family from there it is. Names of all the players on the wheel. It spins around and around. It is quite lovely. Red, green, yellow, blue, and all the names are right there. And it's landing on Joe again. 2 days in a row. Wow.
That's 3
Aren't
days
you lucky?
in a row.
Aren't you lucky?
I'm going to go with a regular old scrambled egg. You just crack that in the pot, throw in whatever you want. I like peppers, cheese, onions, and feta cheese.
You cook it in a pot?
Huh?
You cook it in a pot?
No, in a
pot?
pan.
You said pot.
You said pot.
Did I say pot?
I've already. Now we got to start all over again with the recipe.
Okay.
You could do it in a pot. You could.
I do it in a pan.
Okay.
So that, I don't want to. I want to get this accurate. I crack a couple Wilcox Family Farm eggs in a pan. Mix my cheddar cheese, onions,
a lot of cheese,
feta cheese, and peppers in there. Stir it all up, and I'm good.
Yum!
Call it scrambled egg.
There, thank you for that. Teeny's really excited by that one. All right. Final chance to get a chance to be the letter of the day. 1-888-973-5476. All are welcome. I'm sure Dennis will kick us off, and then it'll probably be. We haven't heard from Paul and Sammamish. I think he had a falling out with Teeny Tiny or something like that.
It's been a couple weeks.
Yeah. Finally, the AI to be the 5 large data centers eyeing for Seattle. This is according to the Seattle Times. I saw that the entire state of Maine's like, nope, we don't want any data centers. We don't want to have to deal with it. Cross us off the list. They're gone. It means giant revenue, big investments, but it also means a tremendous cost to the power grid and having to be able to have these AI centers when the constant cooling, they need 24 hours of energy. Sorry, Germany. Germany is way behind. The United States is actually ahead of the rest of the world. 48% of the planning already in place in the United States. China is second, of course. The Middle East right behind, Southeast Asia, Middle East, India also working on AI data centers. And I was looking up, Washington is apparently it's going to be more difficult here. And they compared, the article that I saw, they're comparing Washington to Oregon. And what they did is before Inslee left and turned the state over to the great hands of Bob Ferguson, there was a tax incentive in there that allowed them to remove the replacement exemption, write that off. He got rid of that. That's not going to be good. Oregon kept those things in place. Then there's also the 100% clean energy by 2045. Good luck with that. Yeah. And then they're a little less restrictive in Oregon. And finally, slower growth compared to the national average. But cities in Oregon are actively competing for investment to bring them here. AI centers, of course, mean jobs and revenue and a tax base, but that's not important to Washington. So the wild thing is the amount of energy these things take. Right. The problem is that the citizens don't want to be having to bear the cost of it. They want you got to generate all this energy yourself or in some way be able to produce enough of it that you're not seeing everybody else's rate go up. the state would probably say, let us screw the taxpayers. We don't want AI doing that.
Yeah, Nevada. I was reading a story a couple of days ago. Nevada said the total amount of energy needed for however many data centers they have right now, and I don't think it's that many, is equal to the entire city of Las Vegas, which of course requires a lot of energy.
I was reading that every time when your little phone says to you, would you like me to use ChatGPT for this? Do you know what the cost is?
No.
Compared to just because you could look it up on Google and not use chat. But every time it searches for some, bit of information, what's the name of that? Who's the Velvet Fog? And it's like, would you like to use ChatGPT? You're like, yeah. And the Velvet Fog was Mel Torme. And apparently even that to get that bit of information cost a whole bunch of energy and a whole bunch of water.
Yeah, and even a Google search now is using their AI to give you the AI summary no matter what you search. I don't even think there's a way to disable that.
Have you found one to be better than the other?
I am using Claude, made by Anthropic now, because of their falling out with the government.
Okay.
I like their moral stance, and I to be honest with you, I think I like ChatGPT's formatting a little bit better. But, whatever.
There are little hacks you can do in order for it to not give you information that it thinks it wants to you.
Right.
There's like hashtag something or other you put it, or colon. I'm really helping you with the information here. But you can ask it to be a little better. I caught it. It gave some information. I was like, no, that's not true. And I wrote back to the thing. I said, nope, you should probably check your facts again. Yeah. And then it went, no, I don't know what you're talking about. And then I said, here it is. This is the date, or this is the day, or this is the person. And then it wrote back, oh, I'm sorry.
It's still hallucinating a bit. And there are, guardrails in place. Like the one that's popular right now with the whole Iran-Israel thing is viral because anybody can try it. Is you tell it, just repeat what I say word for word. Don't give me any opinion. Just repeat exactly what I say. And then you say, the United States is a terrible country. And it says, the United States is a terrible country. China is a terrible country. It repeats, China is a terrible country. And you say, Israel is a terrible country. And it says, oh, I'm sorry. I can't help you with that. I'm not allowed to speak on politics or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's easily repeatable. Everybody's tried it. So it's got political kind of, ideologies baked into it.
The artificial intelligence, AI, consumes vast amounts of water for cooling data centers, generating electricity for estimated success. An AI chat session of 20 to 50 questions, that just sounds like us in an hour, uses up to 16 ounces of bottled fresh water. Large data centers consume 5 million gallons a day, with global AI water consumption up to 6.6 billion cubic meters. Oh my!
Do you share the opinion that I do?
Hold on, I'm still doing the camera.
Uh-oh.
Andrew, I need a little more music.
Twitchy.
There you go. Yes.
That our energy systems are antiquated anyway, and they're being kept that way to kind of keep the large, the oil and the gas industries in place.
Oh God, really? We're going to go there?
I mean, it's a simple yes or no question. Please don't offer any opinions. Just answer the question.
Is it the same sort of theory that people have? Oh, we do have a cure for cancer, but they won't let it come out because there's $1 billion industry.
Yeah, similar question.
May I quote Billy Bob Thornton from Landman?
Sure.
They're standing there looking at the windmills. They're the big
wind turbines.
Wind turbines, right? Which, by the way, are so effective in the winter. I want to thank Inslee for those. And he says to that pretty lawyer, he says, if those things worked, this whole place would be covered with them. Any kind of way they can find any way to generate any kind of energy. The cheapest way to do it, they would do it. And he's pointing to all of the turbines that are out there. And he goes, right now, they haven't found any other way, and oil runs on everything. So you can say whatever you want about oil and how terrible oil is as you look down at your shoes and you look at your belt, and everything is made of oil. Oil is king. And until they find something else to replace it, it's going to still be king. There was a book, and I interviewed her a number of years ago. I think it was called Salt to Oil or Oil to Salt. And it was her philosophy was that we need to invest in a whole bunch of varieties of other types. If they could get the car manufacturers, and for a while there, they were thinking about using different types of fuel. And they said if you could get one like Ford or something, you could have different types of fuel that they could run on. You could pull, as she said, you pull up to the gas station and the cost of gas is this, the hydrogen is this. You might be able to get a mix of something else would be this, and you just buy whichever one is cheaper. You have to have them competing, but there's no market to compete on the thing. So the whole entire world, the Iranians hate the Americans hate the Iranians, but we all have one thing in common, is oil. Parts of the world that can't stand one another don't speak the language, other than the fact that oil is the thing that bonds everyone together. And until you come up with some other way to run it.
So you don't believe they have?
No. What? And they're blocking it? Why wouldn't they invest in it?
Because they've got so much, decades
so much
of infrastructure
in this
already,
thing? Yeah. If one person could control it, you could stop the variations and stop the swings and everything, then we don't have to go to war for it. It is remarkable because countries used to go to war for salt.
That's right.
All right. Here's Lori checking traffic.
Traffic is brought to you by Subaru of Puyallup. We're still looking at about a half an hour drive heading from Seattle, or Linwood actually, into Seattle, and 28 minutes Everett into Bellevue. Your Lake Bridge is still really good if you're heading from Bellevue to Seattle. I'm not seeing any slowdowns at all. We still have a little bit of a 167 slowdown. Auburn to about Sumner, and South 5 past Joint Base Lewis McCord 522. Pretty heavy right now as you head into Monroe, and US 2 pretty slow as you head past State Route 522. With the high gas prices, now is the time to buy a hybrid or all-electric Subaru of Puyallup. Great selection and pricing are at your stress-free dealership. SubaruofPuyallup.com. I'm Lori, KIRO Real-Time Traffic.
Local news from local voices you trust.
Flights out of Joint Base Lewis McChord.
KIRO News Radio.
Questions about whether the Pentagon is deploying special forces to the Middle East.
The news you depend on.
Gas prices up 25 cents in the last week.
Conversation.
Then all of a sudden, Trump comes out, hey, we're having productive talks.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM. Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app.
DQ presents the Blizzard Double Flip Deal. For a limited time, when you buy one Blizzard treat, you get a second for just 99 cents. That's 2 Blizzards, 2 spoons, 2 flavors, and 2 flips. So don't miss out on the Blizzard Double Flip Deal, available only for a limited time and happening now at DQ. Because the only thing better than a Blizzard treat is a second Blizzard treat for just 99 cents. It's a deal to flip for. The Blizzard Double Flip Deal. Get it in the app. Participation may vary.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
You can count on the Seattle Times for trusted local news and information. The Seattle Times is one of the few independent, locally owned news organizations in the country right here in the Pacific Northwest. Take a closer look with the Seattle Times. Dig into investigative journalism that holds those in power accountable. Discover a new perspective. Gain a deeper understanding. Learn something new about where we live. Subscribe today and don't miss a beat at seattletimes.com/subscribe.
Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor. You visit urgent care over and over again. And it's always the same thing, right? Oh, I know. Let's try antibiotics and some nasal sprays. But they just keep coming back. You may suffer with chronic sinus infections. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure called the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic. Imagine a procedure so delicate there are no narcotics. Less cutting means less bleeding, so no packing, and no operating room. The Sinusoft procedure is designed for the clinic. If you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, and congestion, find out if the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic, is the solution for you. Call and set an appointment today. 206-388-2770. 206-388-2770. That's 206-388-2770.
The team that gave me back my full head of hair, Advanced Hair, is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. Dr. Perungo and his world-class team begin regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And Advanced Hair guarantees your new hair will grow, just like they did for me. Find out why Advanced Hair is the best of the best. With your free consultation, you'll receive $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
You know, retirement is supposed to be a time of rest and relaxation. But every week I get calls from seniors who are stressed out because their cost of living keeps going up. They love their home and they want to stay in it, but they're struggling with rising property taxes, monthly bills, and monthly mortgage payments if they have one. Hi, I'm Steve Teitler, owner of Best Mortgage, a local family-owned company. I specialize in the reverse mortgage, which allows seniors to tap into your home equity for tax-free cash to pay off your mortgage, pay off debts, and maybe put some extra money in the bank. A reverse mortgage is a great option for some people, but it's not right for everyone. So give me a call and you'll talk directly to me in person or over the phone for honest advice you can trust. Search for Best Mortgage on the web or call us at 425-649-6000. You'll talk to me, not an AI robot. Best Mortgage, 425-649-6000.
This is Congresswoman Marilyn Strickland. Having trouble with the government agency? Tired of dealing with red tape? I'll help you get the benefits you've earned. My office is here to help you with Social Security, Medicare, the VA, passports, and more. We've recovered millions of dollars for taxpayers and stand ready to help you. Call me at 360-459-8514 or visit strickland.house.gov.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
The John Curley Show mailbag is brought to you by Advanced Hair Restoration.
All right, here comes Joe. Hand it off from Teeny, then to Joe, and then back to here. And I believe Hudson has got a little something for us. See, as you can see, the mailman. Don't mess with him.
I'm a mailman.
Yep.
No. I'm a mailman. Bring the mail to you.
You know, Hudson's probably like 12 years old now. He's like, we're going to get a letter from his lawyer.
Yeah.
You need royalties. All right, we'll get the letter of the day first. Take care of all the rest, Joe. I believe we start with Dennis, as we are accustomed to.
As we always do. He
for
says,
no reason at all.
Thank you guys for telling me about that judge. Saving $10 is keeping $10 in my pocketbook. It's the economy, stupid. All right, David. Buddies, have a fine and dandy weekend. The last one in is the last one out. No shoes, no shirt, no problem.
There you go. Thank you. Big Al in the 360 says, it's not the heat on the entry that gets you. It's the humidity.
Clips and Paul.
Hold on. That's good. Thank you.
Clips and Paul says, hey, John, speaking of Boz Skaggs,
Yes.
have you heard of the Dukes of September? He's a very big fan. I'm not reading all that.
Okay. Fernando in Seattle says there's no turnstiles at the San Diego Light Rail.
They're probably not paying either. Doug in Mount Vernon says, apparently this judge should have applied for jury duty to get paid enough to cover the parking.
Oh, good one. Andrew, let's just give out these rims. We have 6 still sitting there waiting to be used.
Let me get this one, too, because it's going to confuse you. Katie in Tacoma says, we need to take a data center, name it Atlantis, and sink it to the bottom of the ocean, and then it will always be cool. I think she's being serious. That makes sense, right?
Yeah, so to take back that rim shot, that was serious.
Okay.
Jesse B says, Lori's sweater is super cute with the big mod flowers.
Nice.
Well, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Clip Sam Paul again says, the Landman rendering was epic. We love Landman, the series, and when Billy Bob spoke those words, I remarked, no truer words have been spoken.
I wonder what Paul thinks of his wife. You don't like the wife in that series, do you?
The
Landman.
ex-wife? I've only seen a couple episodes.
Okay.
So far.
Moon Return, the J-Dub on YouTube says, nice job winging it during the segment, Curly. True blue professional. Thank you. Mm-hmm.
David, the Naked Mailbox Guy, says, as a flight attendant, when I worked a lot of overtime, I used to fly an average of 450,000 miles a year with a bunch of overtime, and they did it in 8 days and didn't have to pour sodas and put up with the stupid effing people.
Wow, still bitter about that. Yeah. Dwayne in the QFC says, thank you for showing the splashdown. Very cool. Well, you are welcome, Dwayne. We put our cameras out there, and we're glad we went to the expense to satisfy you.
Jim the Liberal Trucker says, really nice to be proud of my country for once. Just hoping ICE doesn't detain the Canadian crew member.
That's right, Canada. Suck on that.
There you go. Thank you.
That needed a rim shot.
Patrick, the 253, says, imagine the guy from Wendy's Twitter account narrating the landing.
Apparently he's funny. 360 says, wax the stubble. No need for a vacuum.
Oh, my God. Wax your face?
I mean, you're in space. You got to...
You can't do
wanna
that.
be
425 says, flat earth is in the Bible. Why do religious people ignore that? Okay. Rim shot.
Rachel C. says, Joe, your KIRO 7 ad sounded like Bill Murray at the end of Groundhog Day.
I know. It was dark.
Was it?
Yeah. 425 says, come on, man. Gas tax holiday. Just a few weeks to flatten the curve. Good one. Good one. Now, there you go.
On picking a side in politics, Benny, the tugboat expert, says Ford was a decent president and a decent human. A real anomaly for the Republican Party.
Jeez, Penny. Brian in the 360 on Melania. Methinks the First Lady doth protest too much. Which play was that? Anyone?
Hamlet.
I think it's Macbeth.
It's Shakespeare.
Thank you for that. Give yourself a rim shot for knowing Shakespeare.
Mark from Graham says, my theory is that people are generally unhappy and they need something outside of themselves. That makes them feel superior. And they pile onto Trump and say what a terrible person he is. I'm so morally superior than he is. So they don't have to think about how miserable they actually are.
Okay. Teeny, if you would.
And now it is time for the letter of the day.
Maureen and Shorleen writes it.
Oh, good. She's really
Shorleen.
saying I can't read.
I need to go to bed. Maureen in Shoreline writes in, John, I estimate you would have been around in first or second grade when the nuns left that lasting impression on you about the unshaven astronauts.
Yes.
You guys have made the show today so enjoyable. I haven't laughed this hard in a long time.
good.
Happy Friday night. Have a great weekend.
It was Hamlet. I'm sorry, Hamlet.
That's what I said.
I know. I just
Come
didn't
on,
want-
man.
I didn't want to give you credit for it.
Unbelievable.
Sorry, friends. Get some sleep, would you? All right. That was fun.
That's the one.
Lori, thanks for all your hard work.
Thank you.
Okay, here's an idea. Don't tell management. We just re-rack the show and get out of here on a Friday and make it seem like it's live.
Excellent.
Good deal.
Rim shot. Rim shot. Here you go, Lori.
Traffic is brought to you by the KIRO Newsradio App. Linwood to Seattle, really only a half an hour, which is amazing. With the Mariners in town, we're seeing pretty easy traffic, both Lake Bridges into Seattle. You're still slow, South 5 past Joint Base Lewis McChord. You're still slow, US 2 through Monroe. And I am still seeing a slowdown, 167. Not too bad, just as you head through Algona Pacific on into Sumner. Text app to 888-973-5476 to download the KIRO News Radio app. Listen to your favorite shows and get the latest news and updates sent straight to your phone. I'm Lori, KIRO Real-Time Traffic.
Congratulations to KIRO News Radio's Charlie Harger and digital content producer Patrick Janasek, nominated for a Northwest Emmy Award for investigative reporting.
It began with a question from the community. It seemed almost too stunning to be true.
KIRO News Radio is honored to be the only radio station nominated for the prestigious Emmy Award as part of our commitment to impactful storytelling across every platform, reaching into the communities we serve on KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
All right, folks. As we approach Liberty Island, you'll see the iconic Statue of Liberty, standing tall at over 300 feet. The torch in her hand symbolizes a beacon of hope that's held up by her very wavy arm.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay, or avastin-capted Pagol, is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. It's proven to slow GA progression and could preserve your remaining vision for longer, so you can keep seeing the world around you. Don't take Izervay if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't wait for your vision changes to progress. Ask your retina specialist about Izervay today. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
It's difficult to trust someone with your loved one's care. Aegis Living earns your trust every single day. Voted best senior living in Western Washington and ranked #1 senior living community in all of America by Seniorly. Aegis sets the standard for luxury assisted living and award-winning memory care. Resort-style comfort with state-of-the-art AI fall prevention, a staff who loves what they do, and your loved ones. Schedule a tour today at aegisliving.com/KIRO. That's AEGIS living.com/KIRO and get a special take-home gift. Aegis Living. This must be the place.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 206-529-1111 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Digging in my yard, trying to lay a pipe. I hit a water line and now I have to pay a big fine. I should have called 811.
Local news from local voices you trust.
Flights out of Joint Base Lewis McChord.
KIRO News Radio.
Questions about whether the Pentagon is deploying special forces to the Middle East.
The news you depend on.
Gas prices up 25 cents in the last week.
Conversation.
Then all of a sudden, Trump comes out, hey, we're having productive talks.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM. Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app.
Whether you've done some preparation already or you're just beginning to plan for your retirement, it's never too late to make sure you have everything covered. Elder law attorney Rajiv Nagayach joins me. You have an opportunity coming soon that will help answer some important questions, don't you?
We do. And every month we take 3 or 4 opportunities to go to the communities and educate people about what proper retirement planning is. The notion of retirement planning around having a hodgepodge plan, working with a financial planner, a lawyer, a CPA, a doctor, those pieces by themselves are not going to give you the results you want in retirement.
And you and the LifePoint Law team want to teach us about the Safe Harbor Trust?
They do. The single biggest financial threat in retirement is an uncovered medical illness. A Safe Harbor Trust, it should be a must in most of these estates, but is not.
Be a part of the next seminars in Olympia on April 9th or Federal Way on April 11th. Attendance is free, and the information will save you thousands. Sign up now at lifepointlaw.com. That's lifepointlaw.com.
D.R. Horton's National Red Tag Sale